It's Sentinels hockey time tonight from the Hamilton Community Ice Arena in Columbus, Indiana. The Sentinels play their final home game of their inaugural season in the FPHL, taking on the top team in the league, the Binghamton Black Bears, who shut out the Sentinels in this building last night 6-0. I'm Jim Mirabello along with Andy Petzinger. And Andy, March means March Madness. March Madness often means upsets, and that's what the Sentinels will be trying to do tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The best team in the league. They've had a playoff spot clinched and waiting for them since about a month plus ago. So this is a very well-oiled machine in the Binghamton Black Bears, and the Sentinels getting off to a decent start yesterday, minus the first, half a minute or so. Getting out of the first period, down 1-0 only. Had a couple of posts and missed penalty shots. So, you play the what-if game a little bit of what could have happened if they convert on one or maybe two of those. What could have happened moving forward?
The Sentinels had the opportunity on the penalty shot when Indiana's Corey Cunningham was pulled down on the way to the net by Scott Ramekers. And so Cunningham had an opportunity to walk in all alone on starting goaltender Dominic Tomei, who's one of the top goaltenders in the FPHL. In fact, Tomei leading the FPHL in goals against average at 1.95, and he got his sixth shutout last night. And Cunningham walked in alone on him from center ice, made a good move, put the shot low to the ice on the stick side, and actually did beat Tomei, but couldn't beat the goalpost as the shot went off the outside of the post, and it remained 1-0. Who knows how much different the game would have been, but it was close until the second period when things kind of started to get away from Indiana.
And that's a really tough period to start to lose control of the hockey game. I mean, you're already, if you're stuck in your own end and you try to get a line change, but you can't get the puck out. I mean, you're 200 feet almost away from your own bench. It's impossible to get a line change. You start making mental mistakes, which leads to errors on the scoreboard. And Binghamton is one of those teams where if you start making mental mistakes, they will make you pay for them 9 times out of 10.
Binghamton took the 1-0 lead 29 seconds in last night. C.J. Stubbs scoring from Ivan Bondarenko and Tyson Kirkby. And it is the fourth time in 5 games that a goal has been scored in the first 30 seconds of a Sentinels game. Topeka did it last Friday night, 16 seconds in. And then on Sunday, they score 11 seconds in. Thursday night against Port Huron, the Sentinels get one 29 seconds in. And then last night, Binghamton scoring 29 seconds in. So everybody hold on to your horses in the first minute of play tonight and get to your seats early if you're on your way in, if the trend continues here tonight as Indiana and Binghamton see each other for the last time this season. Binghamton, the numbers are incredible what they've done this year against a lot of teams in the league, and they've scored 26 goals to Indiana's 2 in the season series so far this year, and they shut the Sentinels out the last 3 times they have played one another. 6-0 last night, 5-0 in Binghamton on February 7th, and 5-0 in Binghamton on February 6th. So we'll see if the Sentinels can break that trend here tonight and get off to a good start. They will not see Tomei in goal. They will see Dyson Skinner getting the nod tonight. Skinner with a record of 3-5-0 and a 3.78 goals against average and a save percentage of .907, 6'1", 190-pounder. Out of Manitoba, will be backed up by Brandon Shantz in net. Tomei gets the night off, so we won't have to worry about seeing him. Skinner starting for Binghamton, and a big story tonight is Indiana giving the opportunity to rookie Cooper Olsen. Chris Kerr played in net the last 2 nights, Thursday night and Friday night, so Olsen gets the call tonight. 5'11", 170-pounder out of Purdue University Northwest, Maple Grove, Minnesota native, and certainly he's going to be feeling the butterflies right now.
Yeah, and I know his team wants to play a whole lot better in front of him than his debut performance, where it was just a bit of a late egg by the Sentinels group. And, talk with Everett Thompson, he was mentioning that he really couldn't get a good read on how Cooper Olsen, was acclimating to the FPHL style just because of how poorly the Sentinels had played in that hockey game. So getting thrown a little bit into the fire here against the Binghamton group, but I'm sure the Sentinels also taking a little bit of a breath of fresh air here because they don't get to go up against Dominic Tomei, who is 3-0 against the Sentinels with 3 shutouts against them, saved all 52 shots against Indiana. So going up against a different goaltender and on Binghamton is going to be a nice little change for Indiana.
And this will be a good opportunity tonight for Cooper Olsen to show what he's capable of, and he put up some pretty good numbers throughout his collegiate career at Purdue University Northwest. 2022 through 2026, he played in 94 games, 159. His record was 59, 24, and 4 with a 2.29 goals against average and a save percentage of .933. So Cooper Olsen getting his second start of the year tonight for Indiana against Dyson Skinner of the Binghamton Black Bears. And you mentioned Everett Thompson. He will not have his view behind the bench tonight. He will be serving a 1-game suspension and also was fined an undisclosed amount of cash for the game misconduct, abuse of officials that came at 16:24 of the third period last night. Frustrations mounting for everyone on the Sentinels bench, and Everett will be out of action tonight as far as running things from behind the bench, and those responsibilities will fall to Cam Yarwood.
Yeah, and I got to talk with him a little bit before the game, and he was pretty excited about just the opportunity of being, quote-unquote, the head boss back there. But he said nothing really changes. We're still going to run the same systems that we've been running all season long and try to run them as best as we can. And he had mentioned, too, going up against Binghamton, you can't just bow down to these guys because they are the Binghamton Black Bears. That's where you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble. So try to hold your ground a little bit and don't give them the respect of the fact that they are back-to-back champions in this league. You have to fight back a little bit and give them something to sweat about.
Cam Yarwood with some pretty impressive playing credentials. FPHL Defenseman of the Year when he was with Elmira in the 2019-2020 season. Spent time in addition to Elmira with Binghamton, Port Huron, and in behind the bench for Indiana, making his head coaching debut here tonight against this Binghamton team that losses have been few and far between for them. And you look at the times this season that they've come up short, and it has not been many. And Binghamton having won 5 straight now. Coming into tonight's game, the Black Bears on the season overall, 46 games played, 39 wins, 5 losses, 2 overtime losses, no overtime wins, 3 shootout wins, 125 points in the standings to rank first in the Empire Division and first overall. They have a very impressive goals against numbers, 262 goals for, 113 goals against, for a difference of plus 149. So you see how they have emerged to the top in the Empire Division and have maintained that spot throughout much of the season. And they've got a pretty impressive cast of characters wearing that Binghamton uniform. CJ Stubbs is second in the league in points with 89. He's tied for second in the league in goals with 37. Tied for second in power play goals with 12. Tied for second in shorthanded goals with 4. Leads the league in game-winning goals with 8. And he's helped out in tremendous fashion from Ivan Bondarenko, who leads the league in assists with 71. Bondarenko was named the player of the month for the month of February, and he's got an incredible plus-minus of plus 39 on the season. Last night, Nicholas Swain was the one that did a lot of damage for Binghamton. Stubbs gave them the 1-0 lead 29 seconds in, and then Swain at 6:50 of the second stretched it to 2-0 with his first of 3 on the night. At 10:13 of the second, he scores to make it 3-0 Binghamton, and then the Black Bears added a power play goal late in the second. Ivan Bondarenko on the man advantage, 4-0 after 2, and then Swain for his hat-trick goal a minute and 6 seconds into the third period, and then Tyson Kirksby from Ivan Bondarenko and Scott Ramakers for the final goal of the night in the 6-0 Binghamton victory over the Indiana Sentinels. So Binghamton well in front in the Empire Division with 125 points. Port Huron next at 92. Blue Ridge with 78, and Topeka third and fourth. Danbury in the number 5 spot, Watertown in the number 6 spot, and the Sentinels in the number 7 spot in the Empire. And over in the Continental Division, we have one final from this afternoon as we glance around the FPHL, and that was an upset in Athens. Columbus defeats Athens by a final score of 5-1, and that ends Athens' current league high win streak at 8 games. So Columbus with a big win on the road tonight in Athens, 5-1, the final score. Other games going on: Biloxi in Twin City, Danbury is at Watertown, Topeka visits Port Huron, Monroe is in PD tonight, and Baton Rouge will be in Blue Ridge. And I think the Sentinels, as the point you alluded to, got the message to not look with too much reverence at this Binghamton team. They were right in the game in the first period last night, and really till about the midway point of the second.
Yeah, and that's where it started to fall apart a little bit for the Indiana Sentinels. So I think a resounding message in that locker room needs to be putting forth a full 60-minute effort. You can't do anything less than that against the Binghamton Black Bears. Otherwise, you were going to find yourself on the wrong side of a crooked score. For Dyson Skinner, this is the first game that he's going to be playing in the FPHL since December the 13th. So it's been a very long time since he's been back in the pipes at this level. So let's see if the Sentinels can get the jump on them early and often. With a goalie like that who might be a little bit cold, a little bit off kilter, start throwing pucks on net from pretty much anywhere and everywhere and throw some bodies to the net as well.
And the Black Bears will have to guard against a sense of overconfidence as well, and that's something that the Sentinels might be able to take advantage of early in period number 1. And Binghamton, you look at the results that they've had this year prior to their trip into Indiana. They shut out Danbury last Saturday night 5-0 for their 4th straight win. The last time they wound up on the short end of a game, it was a 4-3 shootout loss at home against Danbury at the Visions Veterans Memorial on Saturday, February 28th. They did drop a pair of games to Twin City back-to-back, January 30th and 31st at home. Twin City winning 7-5 on the 31st, and then 5-4 in overtime the night before. Other losses for Binghamton: they were shut out by PD at home, 4-0 on Saturday the 24th of January. They lost 4-3 at Watertown on Friday, January 2nd. 5-3 to the Athens Rock Lobsters in Binghamton on Friday, November 14th, and 4-1 they lost at Port Huron on Saturday, November 1st. So few and far between are those notches that end up in the loss column for the Black Bears this year.
And that just goes to show, I mean, this is such a veteran group from the Binghamton Black Bears. The amount of guys that are returning players from championship teams. I mean, this is a very well-oiled machine in Binghamton. They know how to win hockey games, and it's very hard to catch them off guard. So for the Sentinels, like I said, it's going to need to be a full 60-minute effort for them to give them the best opportunity to take down the Kings.
Brent Sherwood is their head coach. He played at Plymouth State University and the State University of New York, Cortland, and then moved on into the SPHL, the Southern Pro Hockey League, with Mississippi, Pensacola, Roanoke. Played briefly in the ECHL with Norfolk, and then in the FPHL with Columbus. Became an assistant coach, head scout in Columbus, and then moved on to Temple University, where he was an assistant coach there, and then named interim head coach of the Black Bears in the 22-23 season, and has been their head coach ever since. And he is helped out on the bench by associate coach John Quenville, who was hired just before the start of this season. Former NHLer, played 8 seasons of pro hockey with New Jersey and Chicago, and had played in Binghamton when Binghamton was the New Jersey Devils American Hockey League affiliate, and then also in Rockford, the affiliate of the Chicago Blackhawks. So here's the guy that brings NHL experience to the coaching capacity behind the bench.
Anytime you can get a guy named Quinville behind your bench, you know, you're in a pretty decent spot right there. So, yeah, I mean, it's just another guy who's got some serious pro experience that can help this Binghamton lineup try to reach even higher levels than they already have.
We'll take a look now at the starting lineup for the Black Bears. Dyson Skinner in net. 3-5-0 is his record, and then as Andy mentioned, he's not seen game action in quite a while. 3.78 goals against average and a save percentage of .907. Brandon Chance backing him up. Scott Ramaker's on defense alongside Jesse Anderson. And up front it'll be Zach Sirota with Nicholas Swain, who had the hat trick last night, and Garrett Sargis for the Black Bears. Now the starting lineup for the Indiana Sentinels. Cooper Olsen in net, making his second pro start. Olsen will be backed up tonight by Chris Kerr, who started the last two games for Indiana. And Cooper Olsen, no doubt excited about the opportunity to get back in net here tonight in the home finale for Indiana. And as he enters the ice, he gets a roar from the crowd as he sets his helmet and mask on the net and skates out to join his teammates on the blue line. Indiana will have Richard Colarusso on defense alongside Romeo Terrain, and up front the line of Jonas Lease with Nolan Dawson and Richard Colarusso. To start, Philip Tomacek to start for Indiana. Colarusso and Terrain on defense. Jonas Lease, Nolan Dawson, and Phil Tomacek up front for the Indiana Sentinels. The crowd rises. The opening face-off comes your way in a moment, but first, our national anthem. The Indiana Sentinels pregame show has been brought to you by Body Armor. Tonight it's Indiana and Binghamton in the final home game of the inaugural season in the FPHL for Indiana. And there have been a number of players who've been here pretty much since the get-go. And we're talking about Jonas Lease, whose jersey is being auctioned off tonight. He's played in 44 games. Romeo Terrain, 46. Ethan Esposito, 41. So you have some guys that have been here since way back in October when this all first got started. And despite the fact that the Sentinels have struggled to find the wins, it's been a lot of fun for a lot of people here in this inaugural season.
Oh, absolutely. And just take a look at the turnout that you get night after night here at the Hamilton Community Ice Center. I talked with Cam Yarwood about it. He was saying, I've never heard this building as loud as it was when we beat Port Huron, and that was on a Thursday evening, just a random Thursday evening in the middle of a week, and he said it got so loud in here, my ears were ringing. So, I mean, it's a testament to the fans of the Indiana Sentinels in this city for really rallying around this group and what's been a bit of a trying year at times.
And the team that put Port Huron down 4-1. Has won 2 of its last 4, 2-2 in their last 4 as they get set to face it off against the class of the league here tonight, the Binghamton Black Bears. Jonas Lease on the face-off at center ice against Zach Sirota, and the Black Bears control, and the crowd is already into the game. A big turnout here, as you would expect for the final home game of the year on a Saturday night in Central Indiana, and the Black Bears are offside 13 seconds in. We've got 14 more to go to avoid that first goal in the 30 seconds here, and we'll see if that happens tonight.
Get through that first minute. Take it minute by minute. I mean, usually you go down shift by shift or maybe 5-minute increments. This one, let's go by minute.
Yeah, and as we had mentioned earlier, in 4 of the last 5 games, there's been a goal scored in the first 30 seconds. Once by the Sentinels and 3 times by the opposition. We're 20 seconds into period 1 right now, and they'll face it off outside the Binghamton line to resume play. So a little bit of a choppy start here to get it going. Lease remains out here at center, and he'll stand in on the face-off against Zach Sirota outside the Binghamton line on the left wing side, and the Black Bears wearing the white road jerseys tonight with the green numerals outlined in black and the black trim. Direct the puck into Indiana territory. Sentinels poke it back to center. Ramaker's up with it. Ramaker's in his own end, drops it off to defense partner Jesse Anderson. Sentinels pressure him, and Ramaker's now will carry the mail out to center, snap it long into the Indiana end. It comes off the boards right in front of the net, and Olsen will take no chances with it. He'll reach down, glove it, and hang on to get a stoppage in play. 45 seconds into period number 1. Sometimes it's important for a young goaltender to handle that puck early and get a feel for the game right off the get-go.
I was just going to say the same thing. As much as you want to get through this first minute unscathed, Cooper Olsen is also probably dying to try to get integrated into this hockey game. He's always going to get a lot of rubber thrown his way today. He's going to want to get a touch early.
Sentinels have the puck from the face-off, and in behind the net, Indiana in possession. It is Zinchenko facing some forechecking pressure from Stubbs, their leading scorer. Stubbs trying to work that puck free. Zinchenko and Ponovanov battling him, and the Sentinels come away with it. A good outlet feed ahead by Ross to Tortorella, and he'll dump it down deep into the left wing side of the Binghamton end. Zinchenko after it, squeezed to the boards on the far side by Austin DeRazio. Puck cleared to center, Tortorella with it. Maximus Merrick Tortorella challenged on the near side by Kirkby. And the Black Bears come away with the puck. They get it to Kirkby alone in front, and he's denied on a backhand by Olsen. Good stop by Olsen on a great chance for Kirkby, who's got 20 on the year. Maximus Merrick Tortorella dumps it down deep in behind that Binghamton goal.
Well, that whole play happened because Tortorella and Bacon kind of got crossed up here at the blue line, lost control of the puck, and really good patience by Cooper Olsen in front to stick with that shooter and get a good arm on it.
And the Sentinels have the loose puck in their own end. Unable to clear it out, though, is Bacon. It's fired by Binghamton's Bondarenko from the left wing side and gloved and held on to by Olsen. So he's made 2 stops here in period number 1 and won a grade A chance a moment ago for Kirkby in front of the net, and that time stopping Bondarenko.
2 very good stops. The first one showcased his patience, stayed calm in the net, was able to get an arm on it. That one right there, he had a big body right out in front of him. CJ Stubbs right in his crease. He was able to look around that screen and give up no rebound.
Stubbs, 6'2", 190. A great scoring touch to go along with it. And the puck in deep Indiana territory from the face-off. Colarusso gets to it, clears it out to center ice, bouncing puck. Hustling after it on right wing, Jonas Lease forces it in deep along the right wing boards. First one back, though, Matthew York, defenseman for Binghamton. And the Black Bears clear it out to center, knocked away by Terrain at center, and then Lease steers it ahead to Tomacek, and he rips it down deep in behind that Binghamton net. Sentinels with some forechecking pressure on the right wing side, but up with the puck, bringing it out to center ice. Weber leaving it for Shankler down the left wing side. Knocked down hard into the boards. Jacob Shankar. And play will stop as we've got a big tussle going on in the left wing corner of the Indiana end. 2 players down. One for each team. Linesman separating them. Maximus Merrick Tortorella coming out of the bottom of the pile for Indiana. And he was involved in a battle with Kyle Steffen in the near corner. And we'll find out if any penalties will come as a result of this. 2 minutes and 46 seconds in. Adam Fish and Jesse Burns are the referees tonight. Dominic Arabante and Scott Gillespie are the linesmen as assigned by the FPHL. And we will have some penalty time handed out. Maximus Merrick Tortorella sits down for Indiana.
Well, this whole play starts with Blake Peavy, Sentinels captain, throwing a check into the wall. Jacob Shankar getting thrown into the wall, and it was borderline because the numbers were showing, but Peavy was able to get him from the side and kind of turn him around a little bit, so wasn't necessarily from behind, just kind of incidental contact. And Binghamton not liking how close that was to the boards, going to the aid of their fallen player, and we're going to be two aside here, or two coincidental minors, 4 aside for the next 2 minutes.
Kyle Steffen is in the box for Binghamton. Maximus Merrick Tortorella for Indiana, so each team a man short. Some extra ice to work with. For 2 minutes here early in period 1, and the Black Bears get the puck in deep and behind the Indiana net. It'll be gathered in by Sirota. Steers it in front. Another penalty coming up, and this one is going to go against Indiana. Once again, extra attacker on, goaltender off for the Black Bears, and Indiana will be shorthanded. They dug themselves into a penalty hole last night, especially in the second period. And here come the Black Bears up the left wing side. Garrett Sargis, a shot wide of the Indiana net. Loose puck in behind the goal. And as Willett gets a piece of it, the whistle blows. It'll be a cross-checking call. And that comes with 1 minute and 16 seconds to go on the coincidental minors to Maximus Merrick Tortorella and Kyle Steffen.
Yeah, it's going to be Richie. There's a battle in front of the net between he and Zach Sirota, and they were just jostling out in front, and Richie got up just a little too high on Zach Sirota, caught him towards the headgear, and referee was right there watching the whole thing. So 4-on-3, a lot of ice out there for Binghamton to zip that puck around. This is a very fast hockey team. Don't want to give them a lot of ice if you can.
And the Black Bears from the face-off have it in the Indiana end. DeRazio at the left point leaves it in deep to Kirkby. Back to DeRazio. A shot and a good glove stop made by Olsen. Austin DeRazio, a key part of this power play. 21 goals on the year, and Olsen was sharp there.
Boy, is that a strong save right there from Cooper Olsen. Going right out to the top of his crease and ripping that right out of the air. Got a little swagger on him right now. I like it.
Peavy on the face-off against Kirkby. A pair of number 17s going at it in the Sentinels control. Back to Panavonov, and he clears it all the way down deep into the Binghamton end. 55 seconds left on the coincidental minors. And then it'll become a 5-on-4. DeRazio up left wing, Indiana end. DeRazio leaving it for Stubbs. Back to DeRazio. Now to Kirkby to the left of the net. Delivers to DeRazio. Handing it to Stubbs. Feeding it to the right of the goal for a chance blocked by Indiana's Jonas Lease, and he'll clear it all the way out the center and back into the Binghamton end.
Great block.
And here comes Kirkby up the left wing side. Boy, Lease, one of 3 defenders out there, gave his body up for that. DeRazio with it now, and it's knocked away, cleared to center by Tomacek. He's racing after it with a full head of steam, and just beating him to it is C.J. Stubbs. Great work by Tomacek. Headman feed to Kirby up left wing. Slows down now. He lost his balance a bit. Delivers to Bondarenko in the high slot. Sizing one up. Holds on to it. Feeds right wing for a chance on net by DeRazio that is stopped by Olsen. They get it intended for Stubbs. He couldn't take the pass. Merrick Tortorella out of the penalty box after the puck. Also out of the box, Steffen to tie him up. But great work by Maximus Merrick Tortorella to keep the puck hemmed in deep. Crowd into it now. 27 seconds to go on the power play for Binghamton as they clear it into Indiana territory. Seth Bacon back for it. He'll rip it long to center. Black Bears have to wait to get back on side here, and that'll kill some valuable time on that penalty clock. Indiana on the Powerade penalty kill here in period number 1 of a 0-0 game. Left wing Sentinels end. It is Daniel Stone taking it in deep. Hit by Panavonov. He's up with the puck, and he can't clear it out, but helping out now and forcing it ahead. Hippolyte Smith, but kept in by the Black Bears, and moving toward the net with a backhander and being denied. It's Sirota. Another great effort by Olsen in goal, and he just challenged Sirota with that poke check in around the net. Puck kept alive by the Black Bears. It's even strength right now. Stone trying to hold it, and he can't. Hibble Smith steps with it out to center. 2-on-2 with Esposito. Hits Esposito, who shoots from the left wing side. Gloved and held on to by Dyson Skinner. And that'll stop play with 14:04 to go in the first period. Indiana, great penalty killing. Nothing. Binghamton, nothing on the Indiana Sentinels Hockey Network.
Scott and his entire team, from the most simplistic things to the most complex, are phenomenal. They're informative, responsive, and something that's important to me, they're honest.
As a business owner myself, I know how important it is to protect your livelihood. I'm Scott Weatherford, owner of Richard Hawes Insurance. Give me a call today and we can chat about how an independent agent can save your business money.
What great work on the Powerade penalty kill, starting with Cooper Olson in net. A big block shot by Jonas Lees. Hustle all over the ice from Phil Tomacek. Just everybody involved in that penalty kill. High marks.
Great work from the entire PK unit. Starts from your goaltender out. Your goalie has to be your best penalty killer. Cooper Olson has been spectacular early on in this first period, and now the Sentinels get a chance with a little momentum on their side to try to put something together in the offensive zone.
Face off in the left wing corner of Binghamton territory. Puck played in behind the Black Bear net. Jacob Shankar after it. Able to deal it ahead to Emerson Emery, and he dumps it off the right wing boards into Indiana territory. Romeo Terrain is back for it. Lifts it high in the air out to center. Rolling into the Binghamton end. Maximus Merrick Tortorella giving chase. He's got a spring in his step here tonight early on. And the Black Bears with possession out to center. Tortorella hustling over to challenge Weber. He dumps it into the Indiana end. Terrain with it. Steers it to center. Peavy outside the blue line. Tried to work it to Merrick Tortorella, but the play broken up by the Black Bears. Matthew York in possession of the puck with 13:20 to go in the first period. Indy nothing and Binghamton nothing. And the puck sent ahead on the right wing side to Hohen of Binghamton, and he'll dump it in deep into the near corner of the Indiana end. After it, trying to clear it out, Jonas Lees in the near wing. Also Ross over there, defenseman for Indiana. Puck comes loose. Maximus Merrick Tortorella clears it on the backhand off the near glass through center down deep into the Binghamton end. Jesse Anderson back to get it. 6 shots for Binghamton, 1 for Indiana. Power play time for the Black Bears, a 4-on-3, and outstanding penalty killing the story with the goaltending of Olsen. Bondarenko off left wing, tight angle shot off the side of the net. Loose in behind that Indiana goal, and it'll be tracked down by Indiana's Ross on the far wing, and as he tries to clear, it hits the ceiling as he tried to lift it high in the air here at the Hamilton Community Ice Arena, and the puck out of play. And that'll bring about a face-off in the Indiana end. Zach Ross, the newcomer for the Sentinels, playing in his 4th game this year, has accumulated 7 minutes in penalty time so far this season. And this face-off will be to Olsen's glove side. Jonas Lees ready on the draw against Tyson Kirkby. Draw one by the Black Bears to the right point. Shot by Anderson. Deflects wide. Carried down from behind the net by out front Kirkby, trying to get it toward the front of the net. Couldn't make it happen. Loose puck in behind that Indiana goal, and a nice back-checking effort by Willett, tying his man up along the boards. Dug free by Bondarenko now on the right wing side. Bondarenko sliding one toward the front of the net. Nolan Dawson right there to intercept as Bondarenko tried to get it through to a cutting Jesse Anderson. Now Anderson with it again to Kirkby down the left wing side. His shot just wide of the Indiana net. Puck off the boards in behind the Indiana goal. Black Bears trying to keep some sustained pressure on here at even strength. Hippolyte Smith knocked down. Penalty coming up, and it's going to be against Binghamton. Delayed call, and as the Black Bears get possession of the puck, the whistle will blow. It's a tripping call against Binghamton here with 18 gone in period number 1, and it'll be our first look at the Haas Insurance power play for Indiana.
Well, and thankfully it was the back official who actually caught that penalty. It was a clear as day trip right out in the corner. Noah Hipwood-Smith getting his feet taken out from underneath him by Tyson Kirkby. Kirkby's going to sit down. Power play time now for Indiana.
And that's one of the benefits of the 4 official system, the 2 referees. Things that might be gotten away with aren't gotten away with as much anymore. Sentinels on the power play, and Peavy is out here handling the puck to the left of the net, steers it to Zinchenko in the left wing corner. Zinchenko digs it free. Stick handling along the far side. Off to Peavy and behind the net. He'll deliver to Tomaszek in the right wing corner. Now to Colarusso at the right point. Colarusso tries to center. Pass blocked by Sirota. Can't clear. Sentinels get it to Zinchenko shooting, and that's blocked. Zinchenko after it, battling to keep it alive on the left wing side. Takes his man into the boards. Play kept alive by Panovanov. Trying to deal it in deep, but the Black Bears intercept, and they play it through center into the Indiana end. Colarusso back with one of the penalty killers right on him. That is Sirota. And Indy's power play, Indiana down to 1:10 to go on the man advantage.
I'm sure Indiana also very aware of the fact that this is the team in Binghamton who, in their first game in Binghamton on Friday back in February, gave up 3 shorthanded goals to the Black Bears. So definitely going to want to be on their toes whenever they're on the power play.
And Binghamton has scored 9 shorthanded goals this season, and the Sentinels have given up a bunch of them, 14 this year. Black Bears play the puck into Indiana territory. Maximus Merrick, Tortorella pressure, turns it over to Bondarenko. Tortorella hustling to get back into the play. Bondarenko stick handling, turning, shooting, and it's knocked aside by Olsen. Boy, a costly moment there potentially, but the Sentinels dodge a bullet, and the puck cleared back down deep into the Binghamton end. Remains 0-0, 25 seconds to go on the Sentinels power play, and Peavy's stick being tied up at the blue line. Wanted a holding call, and he may get it.
No, I think it's going to be on Indiana. Too many men on the ice. They had 6 guys on the ice for about 7 seconds or so. I don't know who the man was that jumped over the bench, but it was a failed line change, and the Sentinels are going to get caught with too many men.
And Corey Cunningham will sit down in the penalty box. And that'll mean things will be at even strength for 18 seconds, and then Binghamton will go on the power play once again. Exactly 10 minutes into period number 1. Indiana nothing, Binghamton nothing, and 7 shots on goal for the Black Bears. 1 for Indiana. So even strength for 18 seconds, and then the Black Bears will get another chance on the power play. And the face-off will be in the right wing circle of the Indiana end. Blake Peavy in on the draw against C.J. Stubbs. Puck controlled by the Black Bears, and Bondarenko through the right circle comes in front. Shoot stop made by Olsen, and the rebound cleared by the Sentinels. Back into Binghamton territory. Austin DeRazio is back to get it. Starts from in behind his own net. And skates up the middle now, out to center red. DeRazio to the Sentinels line, wrists it in deep behind the net. Puck off the boards. After it, Panovanov kept alive, though, by the Black Bears' Kirkby, and they're now on a power play. Out to DeRazio at the center point, off to the right side with it. Shooting, Stubbs deflects wide of the Indiana net. Black Bears continue to pressure in deep. It is Ramakers off to Stubbs' right wing boards. Now to DeRazio. Over to Stubbs again through the right circle. His shot, and that hits traffic and Karam's up over the glass and out of play. 1:12 now remaining on the power play for Binghamton. The Powerade penalty kill for Indiana put to the test here in period number 1. 9:11 to go in the first. Indy nothing and Binghamton nothing on the Indiana Sentinels Hockey Network. The first period of Indiana Sentinels hockey is brought to you by Sprague Hotel Developers. 9:11 to go in the first. Indiana and Binghamton, 0-0. Stubbs remains out here on the power play unit for Binghamton. Kirkby as well. And Ramakers. We've got Bondarenko and DeRazio on the points. Zinchenko ready on the faceoff against Kirkby, their team captain. Draw to the glove side of Olsen. Sentinels control. Puck carried out to center by Zinchenko. On the PK, here's Zinchenko up right wing. Cuts his way into the Binghamton end, and now he'll step back to center and to kill time. Plays it back to Terrain in his own end. Terrain looks up ice and sails it through center and down deep into Binghamton territory. 49 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Black Bears. On the rush, out to center ice, DeRazio. Leaves it for a trailing Bondarenko, and he'll work it to Stubbs on right wing. Knocked away from him by Panovanov, and then cleared by Jonas Lease. Down deep into Binghamton territory. Skinner, whose name we've not called much, settled it down. It'll be taken by DeRazio, and he'll hand it to Bondarenko. On the move through center, left wing Indiana end, cross ice pass, right wing side with it. Stubbs is shot, and that's wide of the Indiana net, kept alive by Kirkby on the left wing side. Kirkby dropping it back to DeRazio, now to Stubbs, right circle, off to DeRazio again, and his shot caroms wide of the Indiana net. Great pressure applied, and a stop made by Olsen on the chance from the left wing side by Ramakers. DeRazio keeps it alive. His long shot gloved by Olsen, and he'll hang on to that as the penalty expires. Indiana's penalty killing and the goaltending of Olsen has been stellar here in period number one.
Got to try to stay 5-on-5 here for the next little bit. The penalty killing unit is exhausted. Got to give them a little bit of a break, and Cooper Olsen has been brilliant in net. Got a little luck there on that last play. I believe that shot from Ramakers might have glanced off the pipe. I thought it might have heard a little ting from over here.
So the Sentinels, who didn't have luck going their way last night with a couple of goalposts in period number one, are due for a break. And the Sentinels back to even strength. Get it to Colarusso at the right point. Now to the high slot to Hibble-Smithy. Had it poke checked away. And the Black Bears counterattack quickly. Looking for the game's first goal. Good job by Colarusso to stand his man up on the far wing, and he comes away with a puck. Colarusso in behind his own net. Sliding it across on the left wing side where Terrain has it and motors out to center red. Wanting to make a line change, he dumps it down deep into the Binghamton end, but they're going to call icing just on the Indiana side of center red, and the puck will be brought back down deep into Sentinels territory for the faceoff.
Yeah, a bit of a mental mistake there from Romeo Terrain. He was just about a stride away from hitting that red line. Tried to pull up and get that over the red line and in deep and go for a line change. He was just about a half foot short.
Faceoff will be in the far circle of the Indiana end. The Black Bears control. They get it now to York, left wing side. Long shot well wide of the net. Puck carrying off the boards. Weaver trying to keep it in. Now hustling over. Emery has it. His long shot wide of the Indiana net. Puck rolling into the left wing corner. Kyle Steffen with it. Leaving it in deep for Hohen. Sentinels take it away though. Knocked away by Colarusso. Picked up. Brought to center ice by Cunningham. He had it knocked away. Hibble-Smith recovers. And this time crossing center red. He dumps it in deep. Right wing corner, Binghamton territory. Corey Cunningham after it on the right wing side. Crowd really into the game. Cunningham working hard in the right wing corner against York. Comes away with the puck centers. He comes back to Panovanov. His drive and the save made. Rebound in front, knocked wide of that net. Boy, Skinner tested there on the shot by Panovanov. Sentinels try and keep it in. Great work by Panovanov. He thought he kept it in, but the linesman right there whistles the play down offside. Very close.
He's got a better view than we do, but that looked like that might have stayed in. Panovanov doing his level best to try to keep that play inside the offensive zone. What a shift by Cunningham. Really nice job on the forecheck. He's the only man left inside. His entire line went off for a line change. That was about a 2-minute shift for him in total with the icing before. He sets that whole play up by winning a board battle, and they get a couple chances out of it.
Cunningham playing in his 8th game with the Sentinels. He scored 2 goals. Played earlier this year with Monroe and Twin City, and he's been a great acquisition. Sentinels, Tomacek after the puck. Speaking of great acquisitions, he's been one as well. Tomacek from behind the net carries it out to the far circle on the backhand, tied up Gets the puck back, though. Shoot, save Skinner. Rebound in behind that Binghamton net, and the Black Bears have possession of it. It'll be cleared by Stone through center into Indiana territory, and it'll be an icing call against Binghamton. And the Sentinels now with a couple of shots, now with 4 on Skinner here in period 1.
Nice play there by Tomacek, getting that puck back along the wall, throwing it on net. Knew he had a body going to the goal. Like I mentioned earlier, very long time in between starts here for Dyson Skinner. So get more pucks on net on this guy. Make sure that he's integrated into the hockey game. And now that Binghamton has iced it, they've got a couple tired guys out on the ice. These are the chances that you want to cash in on.
From the face-off in the left wing side of the Binghamton end, puck fired toward the net by Esposito, block. Loose in the high slot area, knocked over to the near boards. Hibboleth Smith after it. Leaves it in deep in behind that Binghamton goal, and the Black Bears get possession of it, and we're going to head at center ice to Hohen into the Indiana end for a shot from the right wing side by Bondarenko. That, I believe, went off Cooper and up over the glass and out of play. And that'll stop the clock now with 5:35 remaining in the third period. One thing about Binghamton, they do not give you many chances on the power play. They are the second least penalized team in the FPHL, and they certainly bear that in mind when they're on the road to not put themselves shorthanded too often. And the Black Bears from the face-off have the puck, right wing side, a long shot. That hits traffic on the way to the net. Duranzio keeps it alive, dumps it in behind the Indiana goal. Kirkby's got it. Kirkby steps out to the right circle, fights off a check, shoots, and a stop made by Cooper, and the puck over the glass and out of play. So Cooper Olsen has faced 15 shots and stopped them all so far here tonight.
What a little Marc-Andre Fleury there. He started rubbing the post and saying, "Thank you, buddy, I appreciate it." That's about 3 for Binghamton in this period. So firing away are the Black Bears inside the Sentinel zone, and they can't beat Cooper Olsen or the posts.
And the puck knocked in behind the Indiana net. Jonas Lease is there to get it. Moves it along the right wing side, and up with it is Ross, and he had a poke checked away, but Panavano recovers, hands back to Ross, delivers to Lease, outlets right wing Tomacek into the attack zone, trying to send it to a cutting Dawson, but he was too well tied up to take the pass, and the puck rolls in behind the Binghamton goal with 4:51 remaining in the first period of a 0-0 game.
That pass almost got through from Tomacek, trying to thread the needle there with Dawson going to the net. He was well covered by a defender, and it nearly got through.
And Dawson, with that great size and big reach, is the kind of a player that can make that sort of play happen. Puck cleared by the Sentinels from in their own end, and this is going to go as an icing call against Indiana with 4:31 remaining in the first period. Dawson, 6'5", 215, and back into the Indiana lineup after being out the last couple of games. 4:31 remains, first period. Sentinels nothing, Black Bears nothing on the Indiana Sentinels Hockey Network.
Vitamin water helps keep me hydrated. Encore. After encore. After encore. Next thing you know, it felt just like this. Come on. Vitamin water from New York.
She's calling me.
Nolan Dawson returns to the lineup for Indiana. We also see Brandon Bauer back in here tonight after he'd been out the last couple of games. Scratches tonight, Peter Stoichevsky, Christers Bormanis, Dalton Anderson. And the face-off will be in the left wing circle of the Indiana end to Cooper Olsen, stick side.
Saw a couple of weeks ago against Port Huron, Indiana put together a bit of a trap in the neutral zone. Let's see if they do that here against Binghamton, especially in the second period.
Well, they did that to great effect on Thursday night against Port Huron. They really had Port Huron confused Puck in deep in behind the Indiana net as we return to play. It squirts loose, and the Black Bears have possession now, but out of the left wing corner. Sargis leaving it to the left of the net for an opportunity sent wide of the net by Sirota. And Indiana having a hard time clearing. They're struggling in their own end right now, and the Black Bears with it, and they score. It is Garrett Sargis on the right wing side after Indiana could not find the handle in the defensive end, and the pressure continues, and the pressure pays off as Sargis scores his 15th of the season to put Binghamton on top at the 15:59 mark of period number 1.
4th goal in the last 5 games now for Garrett Sargis, a guy who, when we last saw him out in Binghamton, was really struggling, couldn't find the back of the net to save his life, and now coming off of goals in 3 straight that was snapped yesterday, just picking right back up where he left off today.
And Sargis set up by Nicholas Swain and Zach Sirota. That's the scoring on the goal. Even strength goal at 19:59 to put Binghamton on top 1-0. And the Black Bears with the puck again, Indiana end, and a save made by Cooper Olson on a shot by Jacob Shankar. And the puck cleared by the Sentinels back into Binghamton territory. Here's where the Sentinels have to be careful. They don't want to. They've played offside Binghamton as we return to play. The Sentinels, despite being heavily outshot, they've been strong on the penalty kill and certainly right in this game in this first period, but you don't want to be in a position to let the game slip away.
Yeah, it's important to make sure that after you give up a goal, after being outplayed in the first period, you want to come back with a strong shift. You want to finish this period on a high note and not go to the locker room feeling down.
Sentinels force the puck in deep into Binghamton territory. Cunningham after it. He and one of the Black Bears go to the boards in the left wing corner. Noah Hippolyte-Smith trying to work it loose. Cunningham is slow to get back to his feet as the Black Bears throw it through center, and Weissing waved off here. Indiana after the puck. Colarusso trying to play it out. 2 Black Bears in battling. Hippolyte-Smith joins for Indiana. Esposito also. Puck freed up, knocked to center ice by Bauer. And then Esposito after it at center, but the Black Bears get control and dump it down deep into the Indiana end. Romeo Terrain back after it. Kyle Steffen pressuring him. Jacob Shankar takes the puck, centers toward the front of the net, and broken up by Colarusso, and he'll clear it off the near boards and all the way back down deep into Binghamton territory, and this will be an icing call against Indiana with 2:32 remaining in period number 1.
You have to be careful with icing calls here against the Binghamton Black Bears. If you take too many icing calls, you're going to get dead tired, and you're not going to be able to get the line changes that you need, and they're going to have fresh legs out there. Binghamton, they've got the pleasure of being able to roll 4 lines and be effective on each and every single one of them. So have to be careful on getting too many icing calls against.
Sentinels play it out to center. Cleared ahead by Jonas Lees. Ethan Esposito after it on the right wing side. Unable to center, though, and the Black Bears have possession. Kirkby, the center, upended on a hip check by Panovanov at the top of the right circle that brings this crowd to life. Still, the puck is in the Indiana end, and it rolls to the near side where Esposito chases after it. And the Black Bears get there first, and attempting to center out of the left wing corner is Kirkby. That's broken up. Kept alive, though. Bondarenko with it to the top of the left circle. His shot blocked by Lees. Bondarenko with it again for a backhander in front by Binghamton's Kirkby that went wide of the net, and the Sentinels are able to force the puck back to center ice. Binghamton getting back on side, or at least they thought they did, but they're called offside at the Indiana blue line. Stopping the clock now with 1:37 to go in period number 1.
Ivan Panovanov with a late 80s, early 90s hip check. That was a thing of beauty right there.
And he just sent him cartwheeling right through the air.
Yeah. Tyson Kirkby not thrilled about it. Nobody ever likes to be on the back end of those things.
And the face-off outside the Indiana blue line. The Sentinels control. Cole Willett works it ahead to Maximus Merrick Tortorella. And that's the thing. If you get caught with your head down sometimes, that's what can happen. And the Black Bears up with it through center. It'll be shot in deep into the Indiana end by Sirota. Puck coming off the boards, left wing side. Maximus Merrick Tortorella. Back trying to tie his man up. Black Bears get it to the point. A long shot deflects wide as Anderson fired it toward the goal. Off the boards, picked up, shot by Sargis high and wide of the Indiana net. Right wing side, Swain. The wrecking ball last night, putting it toward the front of the net, and down Olsen. The puck rolls free into the high slot area, and the Sentinels are able to get a piece of it. A tense moment there, and the Sentinels clear the puck, and it ends up in the bench area and out of play. But boy, you had to hold your breath there as that puck was dangerously loose and around the net.
Yeah, Cooper Olsen able to make the first save, but the puck somehow bounced around in the slot there and ended up behind him, laying there in the crease. The Sentinels able to clear it out of trouble.
Face-off coming up outside there in the right wing circle of the Indiana end to Olsen's glove side, and the puck cleared by Indiana down deep into Binghamton territory, and it was played by Skinner. So no icing, down to 38 seconds to go here in the second period, and the Black Bears bring it out to center and into the Indiana end. Indiana trailing it 1-0, and the loose puck grabbed by Romeo Terrain, and he clears it out to center ice. Taken at center and fired by Remakers deep into Indiana territory. 20 seconds to go in the period. Black Bears pressuring right side. Shankar trying to put it toward the front of the net. Blocked by Colarusso, and then the Sentinels get to it. It's Cunningham back out here after he was slow to get up a little bit earlier. Good to see him back. Leaves it right wing for Colarusso. 3 seconds to go in the period. They will not get a shot off, and time runs out here in period number 1. So the Sentinels penalty killers put to the test early, and outstanding goaltending by Cooper Olsen, or this could be much worse than a 1-0 deficit right now. Indiana right in the game against this Binghamton Black Bears team that gets the first goal of the game at 15:59 of period number 1. Garrett Sargis scoring his 15th goal of the season, assisting Nicholas Swain, who had the hat trick last night, and Zach Sirota, even strength at 15:59. And the Black Bears had power play time early in the period at 3:30, their first power play opportunity, and then another one at 10:01 on the too-many men on the ice call against Indiana. And that penalty that came at 3:30 was after coincidental minors, Maximus Merrick Tortorella for Indiana, and Emerson Emery for Binghamton for roughing. So that created a lot of open ice for this very talented Binghamton team, who was able to move the puck well and get a ton of pressure on Cooper Olsen, rookie out of Purdue University Northwest, making his second pro start and acquitting himself very well in period number 1.
Yeah, come away with the positives out of that first period. Cooper Olsen, spectacular in net. Wanted to take a look and see what he could do with a little bit of a better effort by the Sentinels in front of him, and a better effort indeed. I mean, how about the start of the hockey game with the 2 back-to-back penalty kills? Phenomenal stuff. 4-on-3. You would think Binghamton would have a heavy advantage there, and Indiana doing a nice job keeping them to the outside, selling out the body, and being able to clear the puck out of zone. That really got the bench involved and got some momentum on the Sentinels side. Able to get a couple shots on net. Nothing too terrible on the Binghamton net just yet. Nothing that really has tested their goaltender to this point. But Sentinels could walk away from the first period being down 1-0, being able to pull out a couple of positives.
And the Sentinels are playing their third game in 3 nights. They were in action here on Thursday night against the Port Huron Prowlers. Very impressive victory over Port Huron. 4-1 the final score, a game that the Sentinels took command of in the third period and put that game away in period number 3. And then in action 1 night later last night against Binghamton, the Black Bears and Indiana were engaged in a close game until the second period, when Binghamton started pulling away and winning it by a final score of 6-0. And Binghamton coming out here and the beneficiary of some power play time early, and they do have a very strong power play, 26.1% conversion rate on their man advantage. But Olsen and company able to shut them down, and we'll see if the Sentinels can gain some momentum from that to start period number 2 and get some pressure on Dyson Skinner, who faced only 5 shots in the first, and Skinner has not seen real game action in quite a while. As he gets the nod tonight, Dominic Tomei, who shut the Sentinels out last night and got his FPHL leading 6th shutout, is rested tonight. The backup goaltender, Brandon Shanks for Binghamton. And we'll see if Indiana can get some pressure on Dyson Skinner when we get to period number 2. So just 2 periods left as far as the home action for the Indiana Sentinels goes in their inaugural season in the FPHL. You can make plans to be a part of things for next year in the early bird season ticket sale that is going on right now. And that means that full season tickets for all 28 home games are available at a price of $300. That's a savings of $120 off the full price. 28 home games, exclusive season ticket holder perks, and half-season plans are available as well. Half-season plans for $150, and that is a savings of $60 off the full price. The early bird sale, if you act now, through May 1st. Neutral site action coming up for the Sentinels next weekend. Technically, they're considered the home team as they go to Thief River Falls, Minnesota, and take on the Topeka Scarecrows to debut FPHL hockey for the fans in Thief River Falls, who will have their own franchise next year. And those games will be on Friday and Saturday next weekend, 7 o'clock face-off Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time at the Ralph Engelstad Ice Arena. And Andy will be up there to bring you all the action, and that's something everybody's looking forward to next weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of the Ryan Furr production crew coming with us as well, so should have a couple really good games going up on Friday and Saturday next week against the rivals of the Topeka Scarecrows, and a lot of things in store there for sure.
And then the Sentinels will wrap up the season with 5 on the road. Friday the 3rd, Saturday the 4th of April in Athens to battle the Rock Lobsters at Aikens Ford Arena. And then 3 in Topeka to wrap up the year, Thursday the 9th, Friday the 10th, and Saturday the 11th of April on the road in Topeka to wrap up the season. A lot of folks have come out to cheer the Sentinels on tonight in the final home game of the 25-26 season. And the Sentinels' goaltending and penalty killing has given them plenty to cheer about in period number 1, and we'll see if the offense can add to that in period number 2. First period of Indiana Sentinels hockey is brought to you by Sprague Hotel Developers. We will be back with the start of period number 2 in just a bit from the Hamilton Community Ice Arena in Columbus, Indiana. It is 1-0 Binghamton leading on the Indiana Sentinels Hockey Network.
his entire team, from the most simplistic things to the most complex, are phenomenal. They're informative, responsive, and something that's important to me, they're honest.
As a business owner myself, I know how important it is to protect your livelihood. I'm Scott Weatherford, owner of Richard Hawes Insurance. Give me a call today and we can chat about how an independent agent can save your business money.
What's in your decision to donate blood? More than you know. One donation can save lives and fuel research to save many more. A few moments of your time sparks moments like these. And these. Hope cures, empowers, and strengthens us. Hope is in all the moments that matter. And it's in all of us. Versity Blood Centers. Hope. It's in our blood.
1-0 between Indiana and Binghamton as we near the start of period number 2 of the final home game of the 2025-2026 season, the inaugural year for the Indiana Sentinels in the Federal Prospect Hockey League. And they close out the year against the cream of the crop, the 2-time defending champion Binghamton Black Bears. In this, the 16th season overall for the FPHL. And Binghamton last night was victorious 6-0 over Indiana. Binghamton now has outscored the Sentinels 26-2 on the year coming into tonight, and it would have been worse had it not been for the stellar goaltending in period number 1 of Cooper Olson, young product of Purdue University Northwest, getting the opportunity to make his second pro start here tonight. Maple Grove, Minnesota native, who had good, solid college numbers, 94 games, 59, 24, and 4 his record, 2.29 goals against average, 933 save percentage in his collegiate days, and Cooper Olson certainly demonstrated that talent in period number 1 tonight.
Yeah, Cooper Olson is a goaltender who's also played at some pretty big stages here. I mean, he's got 3 different seasons where he took his team to the national tournament, 1 year in which they nearly made it to the semifinals. And I mean, he really put them on his back at the national stage. He's got 272 goals against and a 912 save percentage. So in some really, really big moments, he shines bright. He also got a chance to go over to Torino with a Team USA made of a bunch of the ACHA Men's Division I players. Got to get a start there and made 22 saves on 24 shots. So played some international competition as well. So it's really exciting to have a guy like Cooper Olson here on the Sentinels.
Back up Chris Kerr tonight. Kerr got the win against Port Huron on Thursday night and faced the barrage yesterday against Binghamton. So he's rested tonight, and that creates the opportunity for Cooper Olson in goal for Indiana. And you just get the sense we've got a big crowd in this building that can get very loud. If Indiana scores, I think the roof's going to come off this place.
Yes, well, we hope so. I mean, what a way to go out of the regular season home schedule, blowing the roof off the Hamilton Community Ice, and we got some time to put it all together again, right?
Exactly, till next October, as the team heads out for the neutral site games next weekend, and then 5 on the road to conclude the year. Let's take a look now at other action around the FPHL, games that have some playoff implications, and the Columbus River Dragons go into Athens this afternoon, and they defeat the Rock Lobsters 5-1. That snaps Columbus's winning streak at 8. They had the longest current win streak in the league, but no more. Columbus, who had lost 3 in a row, gets the win on the road this afternoon in Athens, and the Rock Lobsters remain in the top spot in the Continental Division, 110 points through 48 games played now, and they'll be on the agenda for Indiana after the neutral site series against Topeka next weekend. The following weekend, Indiana will be on the road in Athens, so you'll see another juggernaut team on the road this time in Athens, facing the top juggernaut team in the league, Binghamton, here at home tonight. So Athens having its losing streak snapped, or its winning streak rather, snapped at 8, and Columbus snapping their losing streak at 3 with a 5-1 win. Game that had an earlier start, the Twin City Thunderbirds leading the Biloxi Breakers 3-2, and that's in the third period. Danbury Hat-Tricks with a 2-1 lead over Watertown in the second period. Big matchup in the Empire Division going on tonight between Topeka and Port Huron. Last night, Port Huron won it 4-1 over Topeka. Right now, they are tied 1-1 in the second period. And Topeka starting the night right now in 4th place with their last night loss, coupled with Blue Ridge's victory last night. Blue Ridge getting the win on home ice over Baton Rouge 3-0. So that moves Blue Ridge into sole possession of 3rd place for the moment in the Empire Division with 78 points and 49 games played. Topeka starting the night 75 points and 48 games played, and Blue Ridge has won 4 games in a row. So Topeka and Port Huron all even at 1. Monroe Moccasins and the PD Ice Cats 0-0 in the second period. They tried to play last night in PD. The game had to be postponed in the first period due to ice problems. They've gotten that corrected. They are playing tonight, and they will resume the game tomorrow afternoon that had to be suspended last night. And 0-0 between Monroe and PD in the second, and the Blue Ridge Bobcats 1-0 over the Baton Rouge Zydeco. 1-0 in the first period. That is the other action going on tonight around the FBHL. Second period of Sentinels hockey is brought to you by Coca-Cola. I'm Jim Mirabello along with Andy Pensiger. And right from the get-go, an opportunity for the Black Bears from the face-off. And the shot off the glove of Olsen and may have caught the crossbar as well. So the Sentinels with a break there as the Black Bears try to capitalize right off the opening faceoff. Puck loose at center ice. Tomacek dumping it into Binghamton territory. Black Bears clear. Terrain at center. Drives it right back into the Binghamton end. After Tomacek takes it away. Around the man. Toward the net. Looks. Shoots and is stopped by Skinner. What a great opportunity for Tomacek. And the water bottle pops off the net in behind Skinner.
Oh, man. Phil Tomacek, a great turnover and really phenomenal patience coming in on the goaltender, and he was trying to outweight the goaltender for Binghamton, Skinner, and just a really good job there by Skinner to stay with him the whole time. Didn't bite first, and Tomacek unable to get elevation on that puck. He was in a little bit too tight on Skinner. Couldn't really get that puck underneath the crossbar like he wanted to.
Tomacek playing in his 13th game since coming on board with Indiana. 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points in the 12 games so far. Here come the Black Bears now, and an opportunity that is stopped by Olsen as bearing in on him, fighting off a check and getting a shot off in tight was Garrett Sargis, denied by Olsen, and it remains a 1-0 game. 51 seconds into period number 2.
Olsen took a little sneaky peek behind him. Wasn't 100% sure he had that between his pads. Sargis looking for goal number 2 on the evening, and Olsen able to get just enough of that.
Black Bears win the face-off cleanly in the Indiana end. Get it to the left point for a long shot by DeRazio that caroms up over the glass and out of play. So they'll line it up and face it off again in Indiana territory.
Well, we're 56 seconds into the second period, and I've counted so far unofficially 5 posts for the Binghamton Black Bears. 4 in the first period and 1 already here in the second.
So the Sentinels, who did not get any breaks last night, are getting some here tonight, and we'll see if they can take advantage. Here's Zinchenko up left wing. 2 men back. Zinchenko with Tortorella. Leaves it for Tortorella, putting it back in front. Trying to redirect his Zinchenko, but couldn't get wood on it. And Zinchenko, after the loose puck, has it at center. Poke checked away at the blue line. Sits loose in front of the Indiana bench. Black Bears play it ahead, down deep into Indiana territory. Peavy goes to get it. Here's Peavy in behind his own goal. Leaving it on the near side for Indy defenseman Seth Bacon. Feeds it long through center. Icing waved off as the Sentinels hustle after it in deep. Zinchenko in there along the boards. Double team. Tortorella to help out. Maximus Merrick Tortorella comes away with the puck. Right wing boards. Feeds right point. Ross shoots, stopped. Loose in front of the net. Tortorella gets it. A tight angle shot on that. It's stopped by Skinner. Puck comes in behind the Binghamton goal. Pressure by the Sentinels now. Noah Hibbelet-Smith to Panovanov left point. Now to Ross. Guns one. Gloved and held on to by Skinner.
Once again, we have a little trouble. That water bottle goes flying all the way over to the near corner. Might just need to put that thing on top of the net. There's a little cup holder thing that's caught on the back of the net. That's what keeps tipping over.
And you can see it's just kind of hanging loose.
Yeah.
On the back there. They might have to do it old school. Just put it on the top of the net.
Yeah.
Puck put toward the net, and Skinner up with a glove, able to make the stop again.
I like the start here for Indiana in the second period, getting a lot of really good chances in the offensive zone, throwing some pucks on net, creating turnovers in the offensive zone as well. The forecheck has been very hard here early on in period 2.
Sentinels, Hibbelet-Smith wins the draw cleanly back to Ross. Bears in tight, shot and a stop made by Skinner. Ross coming all the way in from the right point to generate a scoring chance. And Indiana now in the second period. Has 5 shots on goal to 2 for the Black Bears.
Esposito waiting there for that rebound to pop out to the middle of the ice. That shot there by Ross. He did the right thing trying to go off the pads of the goaltender to get that rebound to pop out. He just didn't get it far enough down on that right pad of the goaltender in order to kick that out.
And this face-off comes up in the right wing circle of the Binghamton end. And the Sentinels come away with it. They center it in front, and it is stripped away from Dawson at the last second before he could get a shot off. Dawson able to get the puck back, though. Double team swings it around the boards to the right wing side. Noah Hippolyte-Smith battling against 2 Black Bears to try and keep it alive. Puck comes loose. Ross keeps it in from the right point. This line's been out here a while. They're going to get some new personnel on the ice, the Sentinels do, and the Black Bears with the puck in their own end. It is Mason Howens able to clear it out to center ice. Hit put on by Ponovanov at center, and then Dawson able to drive that puck back into Binghamton territory. Black Bears play it quickly to center. Hohen scoops it deep into Indiana territory. Puck comes off the boards all the way back to center ice. After it, Phil Tomacek for Indiana. Tomacek frees it up for Esposito. Down the left wing side, double team. Tries to center for Lees. He's too well tied up. Left wing corner, the Black Bears come away with possession, and a hit by Tomacek. He just ran into a brick wall there on Shankar. And Tomacek quickly back up into the play. Has it at center, leaves it for Jonas Lees. Trying to cut his way into the Binghamton end. It's knocked away. Tomacek keeps it in. Long shot went off Steffen and bounced wide of the net. Lees now to Bauer in the right wing corner. Bauer for Indiana. He's not seen a lot of ice time tonight, but out here right now. Tomacek battling far wing, but Steffen there to take it. Finds an open man. That's Hohen at center. Hohen dumps it down deep into the Indiana end. 16:22 to go in the second period. Binghamton on a first period goal up 1-0. Sentinels play to center. Terrain ahead to Zinchenko bearing up right wing. Zinchenko forced wide on the right wing side. Still has the puck. Looks for an open man. Sends it beyond Willette at the blue line, and it'll go all the way back into the Indiana end. Olsen out of the net to play it. Sends it along the far wing. Zinchenko lets it go for Bacon, who taps it out to center ice. Up with it at center. Ramakers wristing it down deep into the Indiana end. Bacon goes to get it. Right wing side, lost the handle on it, and the Black Bears in possession. It is Swain. Left wing side, tried to play it to the point. Zinchenko had his man tied up, loose puck. Tortorella racing after it and out of the net. Skinner to knock it away. And then Tortorella on the outlet pass knocked that down as Skinner went scrambling back into the net. And the Black Bears settle things down now. And it'll be Swain out to center. Lead pass left wing side. Ramakers, Indiana end, Rister. And that one is stopped on the way to the net. Loose puck bouncing free, and Tortorella clears it from the high slot back into Binghamton territory. Swain tracks it down, leaves it in the left wing corner for Jesse Anderson. He finds an opening, clears it to center ice. Puck comes though to Ponovanov, back to Ross and ahead to Noah Hippolyte-Smith off the right wing side. Pass a little bit too far. The puck got ahead of him though. And the puck gathered in and sent by Swain deep into Indiana territory. Sentinels get to it. Outlet feed from Ross at center ice to Cunningham. Cunningham unable to cut his way across the blue line, and the Black Bear Stubbs with a puck leaves it for Durazio. Game opening up now. Durazio hit and knocked down, and Ross put the body into him, and he is looking back at the referee, who is going to call a penalty here. So the Sentinels are going to be shorthanded once again. And this one at 5:23. Off period number 2. It'll be a tripping call. Binghamton will be on the power play here when we return. Black Bears 1, Sentinels nothing on the Indiana Sentinels Hockey Network.
What's in your decision to donate blood? More than you know. One donation can save lives and fuel research to save many more. A few moments of your time sparks moments like these. And these. Hope cures, empowers, and strengthens us. Hope is in all the moments that matter. And it's in all of us. Versity Blood Centers. Hope. It's in our blood.
Indiana's penalty killing early in period number 1 was a big part of the story of this game so far, and they'll be called upon again here.
Yeah, that was Zachary Ross just trying to step up in the middle of the ice, and the skates collided with the Binghamton player coming in over the line, and Ross is going to get tagged there for a tripping. Tough call, but Sentinels are going to have to kill this one off here. 14 and a half left to go in the second.
Blake Peavy ready on the face-off. Black Bears control, trying to add to their 1-0 lead. They get it to the left point to Bondarenko. Work now to Stubbs, their leading scorer. Back to Bondarenko, sets up his man in the slot, and the shot right on by Durazio, blocked and cleared by the Sentinels. Back deep into Binghamton territory is Skinner. Sets it up for a long outlet pass by Durazio. Black Bears play it back into their own end to Stubbs. Setting up shop on this power play. Pass picked up by Stubbs, right wing, into the Indiana end. Leaving it now for Durazio at the right point. Across now to Bondarenko. Outside the left wing circle. Feeds back to Durazio, left point. Durazio to Bondarenko again, and back to Durazio on the left point. Over to Stubbs. Feeding it across. Bondarenko wasn't expecting the pass, but settles it down off the boards, and then Stubbs or Durazio trying to hold it in. He had it knocked away. Peavy thought he had played it out. Least also, they did play it out, and it'll be an offside call against Binghamton. So good, tenacious work by the Sentinels at the blue line.
Not only an offsides call, this is going to be an intentional offside, so it's going to go all the way back to the Black Bears zone. And a really good job there by Blake Peavy to get in the lane and work hard to try to get that puck outside the zone. 2 big blocks in that penalty kill so far with 1:04 left. One by Jonas Lease at the very beginning, and right there by Blake Peavy, the captain.
Zinchenko ready on the faceoff against Sirota. Left wing circle. Binghamton is able to control. Stone with it in behind his own net. 57 seconds to go on the Powerade penalty kill. And the Black Bears start to center ice. It is Swain carrying the puck, leaving it back for Stone. He'll feed left wing, dumped long by Sargis into the Indiana end. Sentinels get to it. They can't clear. Kept alive. Delivered to Stone, working the right point. Stone with 38 seconds on the power play. To Swain, back to Stone. Looking toward the net. Holding that puck, carrying it to the right side, feeding Swain. Off now, left wing side, chance put on goal by Stargis, blocked. Loose puck, far corner. Up with it is Sirota. On the power play, Sirota left wing boards. Indiana territory, cross ice feed to Swain. Now to the center point, Stone is shot, and a stop made by Olsen. He got that right pad out. Puck kept in by Stone. Off now to the right side to Swain, into the high slot for a shot blocked. As it was gunned on net and blocked by the Sentinels. In front, a Sentinel player without a stick right now. Tomacek, he's able to retrieve it. Penalty time over. The Sentinels have killed it. But the puck's still in the Indiana end. They try and center, and they get it toward the front of the net, but unable to settle it down with Sirota. And the Sentinels play it forward, and it goes into the Binghamton bench area and out of play. Boy, some tense moments there, but the Sentinels survive it.
Able to keep everything to the outside, though. What a great job by the Indiana Sentinels, not allowing that cross-seam pass for the Binghamton Black Bears. That's really where they like to live. They like to go right through the middle of the ice from east to west, one end to the other. Sentinels not allowing that to happen, and 3 huge block shots in that penalty kill for Indiana.
Face-off will be to the glove side of Olsen. Well, this second period just flying by. 12:22 left in it. 1-0 Binghamton on top. And the Black Bears back to even strength. Fire one from the left wing side. Whistled wide of the net by Shankar. Off the boards in behind the goal. Panovanov is after it. Panovanov trying to clear. Kept in. Long shot by York. Blocked. Indiana up with it. Peavy feeding to center beyond the reach of Cunningham. It comes free now. Peavy with it again. Delivering it across to Esposito. Right wing boards. He'll leave it in behind the net. Blake Peavy there. Indiana's team captain trying to get it toward the front of the net. Knocked away from him, though, by Shankar. And he works it along the far wing to Emery, who dumps it down deep into the Indiana end. Puck comes off the boards and trying to quickly jam it toward the net. Shankar, and that's blocked. Shankar will make it now. Emery keeping it alive on the right wing side up to the slot. A long shot stick to side by Olsen. Right wing corner. Hohen for Binghamton. Unable to center. The Sentinels get to it. Peavy back there combining with Ross, and they clear it all the way back down deep into the Binghamton end. Long outlet pass taken on the right wing side by Shankar, feeding it across for an opportunity That is sent wide of the net by the leading goal-getter Stubbs. Back comes Tomacek. He's got a break. In net, scores! Phil Tomacek on the counterattack. Open from center, coming down the left wing side. And Tomacek has tied the game.
Two terrible line changes. The first one from the Sentinels trying to get everybody off the ice. They only had one guy back, a 3-on-1 from Binghamton. Couldn't get a shot on goal. Sentinels throw it right back. Tomacek waiting in the neutral zone. There wasn't a Sentinel within the same county. It was a breakaway from the neutral zone in for Phil Tomacek. He goes 5-hole. We're tied.
Tomacek with his 4th of the year, all by himself. And a lot of folks surprised in the building, including Tomacek, to see himself out wide open. And he buried it. He made no mistake right between the pads of Skinner to tie the game at 1. And the Black Bears play it to center. Kirkby now, right wing Indiana end. Kirkby, Sentinels territory, playing it in even behind the Indiana net. With it for Binghamton. Stubbs, their leading goal getter. Leaving it on the left wing side where Ramaker's trying to keep it alive. Plays it in deep in the left wing corner. Panavon in there tying up Stubbs. Panavon over the big battle, and that'll enable Noah Hibbelet-Smith to come away with possession of the puck. Flips it out to center to Dawson. He's one-on-one. Dawson with Cunningham joining the play. Couldn't get it through to him as this pass across was blocked by Anderson. Hibbelet-Smith keeps it alive on the right wing side. Putting it toward the front of the net, intercepted by Binghamton's Anderson. They'll play it out to center ice. Anderson up left wing, Indiana end, putting it in front of the net and shot just over top of the net. And then Indiana's goal is dislodged as Bondarenko had a good chance from right in front, put it up over top the crossbar. And then the net coming loose when the whistle stops play with 10:02 to go in a second period that's getting crazy right now.
I just still can't believe that Binghamton decided to have all 5 of their players pretty much go off for a line change. There was nobody back. They had seen what Indiana had done and didn't think that they were doing the same exact thing. Just absolutely insane how that all turned out.
And it was a play that you didn't anticipate. It just kind of came out of nowhere, but give the Sentinels credit. And Tomacek, beneficiary of that, making no mistake as he came in on Skinner. And Tomacek now with 9 points in 13 games on 4 goals and 5 assists. And the puck stopped by Skinner as it rolls in toward the net on him. And the clock will halt here with 9:42 remaining in the second period. Tomacek set up by, let's see who the assist. It's going to be an unassisted goal for Phil Tomacek. So Tomacek unassisted to tie the game at 8:51 of the second. Indiana 1, Binghamton 1 here at the Hamilton Community Ice Arena on the Sentinels Hockey Network. The Black Bears getting caught in some confusion and standing around in a mistimed line change, and it enabled Tomacek to pick up a long carom at center ice, finding himself all alone, walking in and scoring on Dyson Skinner to tie the game at 1. And the Black Bears clear the puck to center. They try to get Surgis sneaking through. Sargis at center, but broken up and sent by the Sentinels back into the Binghamton end. Black Bears bring it to center ice. Swain up right wing. Swain in against Peavy was slowed down, and then Merrick Tortorella for Indiana. Able to knock the puck ahead, but the Black Bears get to it up the far wing into the Indiana end. Shooting is Sargis. Shot blocked. Sentinels try and play it out. Peavy with a big hit on the left wing side on Bondarenko. Puck rolling loose. Back to the right point with it. Swain shoots right on net and gloved and held on to by Indiana's Cooper Olsen to stop play now with 9:03 remaining in the second period. Olsen has stopped 25 of 26 Binghamton shots on goal.
Seth Bacon walking off right now and about half a foot. Garrett Sargis walking in and ripping one on net. And speaking as somebody who's been on the opposite side of a Garrett Sargis wrist shot, I went to the same college as he did. We were on the same ice every now and again. That is an absolute missile coming off of his stick. So right now, Bacon is really feeling that on his foot.
And Sargis, 14 goals on the season. Veteran on this roster for Binghamton. And the Black Bears try and take advantage of a turnover as the puck came into the slot and fired wide of the net. On a good opportunity to get the lead back for Kyle Steffett. And the Sentinels come up with it. Tomacek at center. Reed pass to Panovanov on left wing with the play whistled down, and we've got gloves dropping, and it's going to be Emery for Binghamton and Ross for Indiana. Squaring off just outside the Indiana blue line. Now they tie one another up, and Ross trying to get his right free. Emery coming with some rights. Emery landing a couple of rights, and they go down, and they'll be separated here. So that one started in behind the play. Emerson Emery and Zach Ross of Indiana, the lone fighting majors of the night, at 11:23 of period 2.
Well, this all started Emery trying to take a run at Zach Ross, and Ross didn't like it. Ross trying to make that outlet pass. Emery finishing his check a little late. Ross didn't like the high hit, and they both dropped him dead center ice. Saturday night fight night right at the neutral zone, and Ross really unable to get his arm free to try to get any shots in and was taken down to the ground. But more or less just standing his ground there and sticking up for himself after he believed he was the victim of a high hit.
Emerson Emery, 6 foot, 185 pounder. Against Zach Ross, 6'1", 190. And the puck loose at center ice. They'll each cool off. 5 minutes in the penalty box. Coincidental 5-minute fighting majors. It will not affect the manpower on the ice. Each team with a full complement in the puck in the left wing corner of the Binghamton end, and the Black Bears work it to the far wing to Jacob Shankar. He's forced back into his own end by Esposito, delivering the puck to defense partner Dan Weber, cutting behind the net and just flipping it out to center. Cole Willett with it at center. Wrists it down deep into the Binghamton end. And the Black Bears with control of the puck in behind his own goal. It's Dan Weber. 7:46 to go. Second period. Great game tonight between Indiana and Binghamton. The Sentinels coming to life offensively in the second. And Tortorella with the puck off the left wing boards. Has it. Cross ice feeds. Zinchenko bears in. Shoot save made by Skinner, and the rebound cleared by the Black Bears out to center.
That's a good save there from Skinner. Really quick release there from Zinchenko, trying to go into the upper corner, and Skinner able to shrug it off.
Stefan in his own end. Looking to clear. Tortorella keeps it alive. Maximus Merrick Tortorella upended. No call forthcoming, and the puck sent by the Black Bears deep into Indiana territory. Richie Colarusso with it in his own end. Long outlet feed went off one of the Black Bears, but Zinchenko comes up with the puck. Zinchenko at center ice had it stripped away by Sargis. Heading out to Sirota, Indiana territory right wing. Trying to center. Zinchenko intercepts for the Sentinels and plays it out to center ice and back into Binghamton territory. Jesse Anderson with it. Long feed through center. Deep into Indiana ice. Colarusso there to take over. Off to Zinchenko near side of his own end. Played it out to center. Bouncing off of Colarusso's stick. He gets it back though and rips it off the right wing boards down deep and behind that Binghamton goal. Sentinels with the only goal of the second. Phil Tomacek unassisted at 8:51. Right wing side, it is Bauer trying to clear, put toward the net though, and a good stop, a quick alert save there by Cooper, and the puck cleared by the Sentinels up over the glass and out of play. So some choppy play in the Indiana end, and Cooper making his 28th save of the night here. 6:14 to go in the second.
Yeah, choppy play inside the zone for sure. That one might have actually caught the post again. It looked like that got behind Cooper and came out the other side. Just taking a second look at it. It might have went going wide and hit a leg on the side of the net and hit the post and came back out the other side. So if that's the case, that's now 6 for Binghamton.
Black Bears get it to the left point for a shot by Durazio that Cooper stops, and the Sentinels get to the loose puck and clear it out to center ice. Right in front of the Indiana bench, it is Dawson ahead trying to work it to Cunningham. Knocked down by Stone in the high slot. And away with the puck is Bondarenko through center. Bondarenko to the Indiana line on the right wing side. Hit and slowed down by Panovanov. Ivan Panovanov in deep. And Bondarenko battling right wing corner Indiana territory. Black Bears know they're in a battle here tonight. They may not have been expecting it. A long shot for the right wing side by Kirkby, turned aside by Olsen, and back into Binghamton territory the puck goes. The Black Bears with it. CJ Stubbs works it ahead at center ice to Kirkby. Gaining the line, leaving it on the left wing side for a big slap shot by Durazio, gunned wide of the net. Puck off the boards back to center. Picked up by Stubbs. Ahead to a man open down the left wing side. Kirkby a save. Made, rebound, put back on net and just wide of the goal by Stone. Puck still in the front of the net, and it's knocked away from the front of the net area. Boy, the Black Bears with 2 great chances, and they center once again, but it's cleared from the doorstep by Panovanov. Ahead to Esposito, and he gets the heat out right there. Binghamton quickly mounts the attack again. Shankar up right wing, Indiana, and his shot goes off Bacon's stick, bounces in behind the Indiana net. Black Bears looking to center, left wing side. Shankar with it, feeds back to the left point. Now across to the right wing side. Ramakers deals one wide of the Indiana goal, and off the boards to take it. Maximus Merrick Tortorella played ahead now to Blake Peavy at center. And Peavy flips it off the boards along the left wing side into the Binghamton end. Black Bears just play it back to center. Terrain with it across to Colarusso. Delivers back to Terrain, who will come to get it off the near boards. Swing it to Tortorella at center, and he directs it into the Binghamton end. Zinchenko giving chase, but Anderson getting there first for Binghamton and motors through center. Anderson up left wing. Leaving it for a trailing Shankar, and he'll dump it in behind the Indiana net. 3:55 to go as the puck comes off the boards, and Bo Zinchenko's got it for Indiana. Sends it out to center ice. Jonas Lease there. 2 men back, trying to cut between them. Lease held up now, and the puck knocked away. Zinchenko trying to keep it in. He had his stick knocked away. Puck rolls out to center ice. Romeo Terrain with it for Indiana. Played it ahead. Kyle Steffen up with it. Drops it into Sentinels territory. Zinchenko is there to take over. And he can't clear it out. Black Bears come away with it, and a shot, not a good shot. Ramakers couldn't quite get it teed up. Blew it wide of the net. Kept alive, though. Fired long range, and they score. A long shot from the left point by Weaver. And touched on the left wing side, directed home. And the Black Bears have climbed back on top here with 3:19 to go in the second.
Redirected by Zach Sirota right at the top of the crease. Really neat tip. That was a perfect shot from the blue line. Sirota able to get just enough on that to be able to redirect it in behind Cooper Olsen. Sirota picking up number 14 on the year, but you kind of saw coming with Binghamton holding pressure inside the Sentinel zone. Sentinels starting to lose a little bit of energy here. And it looks like they're actually taking a look at it right now. Maybe goaltender interference?
We'll find out. The shot taken by Weber from the right point. A lot of traffic in front, and Sirota touching it last. The officials are over looking at it on the iPad over in the penalty box area. Plays are reviewable. And we're taking a look at it at the replay that we have available to us. Didn't look as if it was goaltender interference.
No, maybe an offsides play then.
And all of this with 3:19 to go in the second period.
Well,
and the powwow going on still.
What we had talked about, it just kind of felt like this was coming up after a couple of really nice shifts for the Indiana Sentinels after they had scored their goal to tie it up in the second period. started pushing back and had some really good shifts inside the offensive zone, forechecking really hard, closing off the neutral zone. Binghamton able to fight back a little bit, gain entry into the offensive zone, get a couple of chances, and with Binghamton, doesn't take very long for them to start to get some momentum.
Just watching the body language of Sirota, I think what they might be questioning is whether he kicked it in. Whether he kicked it,
Got it.
or whether it caromed off his skate. The officials over there, Adam Fish and Jesse Burns are the referees. Dominic Iravanti and Scott Gillespie are the linesmen. If it deflects in off your skate, that's fine. But if you move it forward with a kicking motion, then it is not allowed.
I did also find it interesting, two things. Cooper Olson immediately looking back at the referee as soon as that puck had gone into the back of the net, so he also thought something was off. The other thing, Sirota didn't necessarily celebrate all that hard, and that's typically an indicator of somebody thinking that maybe this might not go. But it is going to end up being a good goal, so Sirota deemed not a kicking motion. There he goes with the big celebration, now that he knows that he's actually got the goal.
And Blake Peavy over talking to the officiating crew right now, Indiana's team captain, in a discussion with referee Jesse Burns, who is explaining what the replay showed and why they have ruled it a goal.
Well, another important thing to keep in mind as well is that was called a goal on the play. So it needs to be irrefutable evidence that it was a kicking motion. So referees unable to see that it was kicked in, we play on. 2-1, bingo.
And in the NHL, they would go to Toronto for the ruling, but here the replays are reviewed by the on-ice crew, and they make the best call they can. Here come the Black Bears again with a chance, and the stop is made. Put back on goal from the right wing side by Sargis on his second chance. Garrett Sargis denied again, and boy, this is where a team like Binghamton, they can really just turn the momentum completely in their favor and take command of a game, and the Sentinels able to deny two big chances there for Sargis. It remains 2-1. Binghamton leading, 3:06 to go in the second period here on the Indiana Sentinels Hockey Network. Teams trade goals here in period number 2. Phil Tomachek unassisted at 8:51 with his 4th of the season in his 13th game in a Sentinels uniform. That evened it up at 1-1. And then the go-ahead goal, Zach Sirota at 16:41, redirecting in a shot from Dan Weaver. Even strength goal. Sirota with his 14th of the year. That's Binghamton on top. Black Bears from the face-off have it and send one wide of the Indiana net. 35-13 are the shots in favor of Binghamton late here in period 2, but it's still a one-goal game. And the pocket center ice, the Sentinels with it here is Cole Willett, lifting it high in the air, deep into the Binghamton end toward the net. Stopped and held on to by Skinner. And that'll bring about a face-off in Binghamton territory, with 2:44 remaining here in period 2. Second period of Indiana Sentinels hockey is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Important for the Sentinels in the second period. Got 2:44 left on the clock. Make sure you end on a high note here. Don't allow anything else inside your own zone. Try to go to that locker room with a little bit more of a pep in your step after giving up a goal late in the period.
Sentinels from the faceoff. Peavy drew it back. Cunningham trying to get it on goal, but it's blocked and sent back into Indiana territory. Ross swats it ahead out to center and back into Binghamton. Real estate. DeRazio, far side of his own end. Sends it across to his defense partner, Daniel Stone. He'll bring it out to center and ahead now back to the right wing side to Bondarenko in deep right wing corner. Black Bears get it toward the high slot. Stone with it, retreating toward the blue line. Feeds it in deep into the right wing corner to Kirkby. Centering attempt intercepted. And Cunningham able to knock it away, but he couldn't get it out. Bondarenko keeps it alive. Off to Kirkby, centers, and broken up by the Sentinels, but they still cannot clear. They're having a very difficult time getting the puck out, and it's resulting in second and third scoring chances for Binghamton with 1:51 to go as the Black Bears continue to work it in the Indiana end. Stone on the right wing side to Bondarenko off the boards with the puck. Slides it across, open man and diving out. But unable to stop it is Olsen, and the Black Bears have scored again on the shot fired from the left wing side by Austin DeRazio, and it is now 3-1.
That's what's going to happen if you fail to clear the puck out of your own end. Binghamton is the kind of team who is absolutely going to make you pay for it every single time. And right now for Indiana, I mean, it's just as simple as ice the puck at that point. I mean, just get it out of your own end however way you can. But unfortunately, they were unable to do so there, and DiOrazio puts that one home, his 22nd of the year, his third against Binghamton, or excuse me, against Indiana.
I was just thinking the same thing. You don't like to take an icing call against a powerful team like Binghamton, but in a circumstance like that, it would absolutely be warranted to just regroup, get some fresh personnel out if need be, and settle things down. Puck sent by the Sentinels through center. Tomacek up the left wing side. Hangs into the referee on the near wing, but forces the puck in deep, tries to get it toward the front of the net. Unable to do so, kept in terrain. Long shot off the glove of Skinner. And up over the glass and out of play with 1:04 now to go in this second period. 3-1 Binghamton. Too late here in the second to grab a 2-goal margin at 16:41. Sirota deflecting in the shot from Weaver. And then at 18-18, Austin DeRazio getting the goal that was set up by Ivan Bondarenko and Tyson Kirkby. Black Bears play the puck down deep into the Indiana end, and they're a team that when they smell blood in the water, they go for it. And the puck cleared by the Sentinels out to center ice. 46 seconds now to go in the period. Sentinels play it back down deep, or in their own end as the Black Bears got it in deep and behind the net. Ponobanov out to Bauer at center ice. Rookie Brendan Bauer. Off to Merrick Tortorella on the right wing side. Maximus Merrick Tortorella cutting in deep along the far boards. Tortorella trying to get the puck toward the front of the net, but the Black Bears come away with it, and they might have another chance or two here with 23 seconds to go in the period as they mount the rush into the Indiana end with a feed to Sirota in behind the Indiana net. Black Bears get it toward the front, and it's fired high toward the goal. A chance there for Sirota. And over the glass it goes with 14 seconds to go in a second period that the Sentinels will be happy to see come to a conclusion here.
Yeah, just running out of energy right now, and that last goal by DiOrazio is a bit of a dagger for Indiana. DiOrazio second in the FPHL in points and goals among defensemen, so he likes to jump up into the play just like that, and right place, right time.
Puck loose in the far circle off the draw. Sentinels get to it. Tomacek ahead to Zinchenko. 6 seconds to go in the period. Trying to go back to Tomacek. He's too well tied up. Puck in toward the net. It'll be stopped and held onto by Skinner. And 2 seconds now to go, and a faceoff coming up. There's a chance you could possibly pull Olsen.
Yeah, they're going to take him. They're going to take Cooper. Pull the goaltender for a sixth attacker. Why not?
Only 2 seconds.
2 seconds. I mean, it is enough time to throw the puck down for Binghamton, but a good opportunity right now to maybe end this period on a last-second goal. Got to get guys going to the net here.
Peavy against Sirota on the face-off in the right wing circle. And Sirota does what he needs to do, which is just tie Peavy up and prevent him from freeing the puck. And the second period comes to an end. I have seen in person a face-off result in a goal with 1 second left. A long time ago, but few and far between, but it has happened.
Not easy to do, that's for sure.
Not easy to do at all. Player had one of the great names, Jeb Feeblecorn was the one who scored it.
That's amazing.
I will always remember that. Jeb Feeblecorn, who put it in, and it was quite a moment as he scored with 1 second to go off a face-off in the opposition end. And the Sentinels got the goaltender off, get one other skater out there with 2 seconds. Crazy things, strange bounces can happen. And the Black Bears did what they had to do, just tying up Peavy off the face-off and preventing that scoring opportunity. So the second period comes to an end with the Black Bears on top by a score of 3-1 here on the final night of action for the inaugural season for the Sentinels at the Hamilton Community Ice Arena in Columbus, Indiana. The Sentinels trailed at 1-0 after one period, and they were able to battle back, tie it in period number 2. The goal in the first came at 8:51. Or correction, at 15:59. It came late in period number 1, scored by Garrett Sargis, and assists going to Nicholas Swain and Zach Sirota. Even strength goal at 15:59 to put the Black Bears on top 1-0, and that is how the first period ended. And the goal for Sargis was his 15th of the season. So the Black Bears in the first outshot Indiana 19-5 in period 1. And to the second we go, and the Sentinels would get a goal 8 minutes and 51 seconds in to tie the game at 1. Phil Tomacek scores his 4th of the year. He was the beneficiary of an errant line change and really just kind of getting caught standing around off guard on the part of Binghamton. The puck fired in deep into the Indiana end. The carom off the boards comes out to center. Philip Tomacek all alone walks in by himself and scores right between the pads on Dyson Skinner to get his 4th goal of the season and even the game at 1-1. But the Black Bears were not fazed by that, and they strike twice. Late in period 2, first one coming at 16:41. Zach Sirota deflecting in a shot from the right point by Dan Weber, also assisting on it. Tyson Kirby, there was some question as to whether Sirota had kicked the puck in or whether it had deflected off his skate. The officials reviewed the replay, ruled it a good goal, and that put Binghamton on top 2-1, and then they stretched the lead to 3-1 at 18:18 on a shot by Austin D'Orazio from the left wing side. Gets his 22nd goal of the year. Assist going to Ivan Bondarenko and Tyson Kirkby. Even strength at 18:18. All 3 Binghamton goals have been even strength tonight. The lone Sentinels goal and even strength goal as well. And the Black Bears carry a 2-goal lead into the third, up 3-1 over Indiana, and out shooting the Sentinels 37-14. 19 shots in the first period, 18 shots in the second for Binghamton for their 2-period total of 37. 5 in the first period for Indiana, and 9 in the second for their 2-period total of 14. So 1 period left here on home ice, and we'll see if the Sentinels can rally and just put everything they can on net on this young goaltender, Dyson Skinner, who's not seen much action at all this year. Their outstanding goaltender, Dominic Tomei, carrying the load for them this season. Tomei, 25-2-1 on the year. Gets a rest here tonight after he recorded his league-leading 6th shutout of the year last night. So we'll see if the Sentinels can get some pressure on Skinner here in the third period, try and get some confidence building, try and get the crowd into the game. They're down by 2. Penalty minutes in the contest, 11 for Indiana, 9 for Binghamton. The Black Bears are 0 for 5 on the power play, and Indiana is 0 for 3 on the man advantage. So we'll see if the Sentinels can bring about a rally here in the third period in their final period of play and regulation time at home against the Binghamton Black Bears. We'll have the start of period number 3 in just a bit from the Hamilton Community Ice Arena. After 40 minutes, the score is the Binghamton Black Bears 3, the Indiana Sentinels 1 on the Sentinels Hockey Network.
It's calling me. Like the rainbow. It's calling me. Like the rainbow. The rainbow.
Scott and his entire team, from the most simplistic things to the most complex, are phenomenal. They're informative, responsive, and something that's important to me, they're honest.
As a business owner myself, I know how important it is to protect your livelihood. I'm Scott Weatherford, owner of Richard Hawes Insurance. Give me a call today and we can chat about how an independent agent can save your business money.
What's in your decision to donate blood? More than you know. One donation can save lives and fuel research to save many more. A few moments of your time sparks moments like these. And these. Hope cures, empowers, and strengthens us. Hope is in all the moments that matter. And it's in all of us. Versity Blood Centers. Hope. It's in our blood.
One period remains in regulation time for the Indiana Sentinels on home ice this year, and they'll need to put some offense together to try and battle back. Not an insurmountable hole to climb out of, but against a very tough team to do it against, and that's the Binghamton Black Bears. It's 3-1, Binghamton in the lead after 2. And we'll see what the first 5 minutes turn into if the Sentinels can come out here with a spark and try and get this game back to within 1 and try and get the crowd that's shown up here a good turnout on this final night to see the Sentinels at home this year. So Indiana gearing up for next season already. The early bird season ticket sale is now underway. Through May 1st, you can purchase tickets for all 28 home games next year, and that includes exclusive season ticket holder perks. For a cost of $300, that's a savings of $120 off the full price. Half-season ticket plans are also available, and they are going for $150, and that is a savings of $60 from the full market price of the half-season plan. So half-season plans for $150, full season plans for $300 if you purchase before May 1st. Next weekend, the Sentinels will be technically considered the home team at playing a neutral site series against the Topeka Scarecrows at Ralph Engelstad Arena in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. The games will start at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Andy will have the coverage for you here on the Sentinels Hockey Network at 7:45 Eastern those nights, and then the team on the road for 5 to conclude the year, off to Athens on April 3rd and 4th, and then into Topeka on April 8th, 9th, or make that April 9th, 10th, and 11th at Topeka's Landon Arena to conclude the season, 9th, 10th, and 11th on the road after the pair in Athens on the 3rd and 4th of April. And that comes up after the neutral site games next weekend in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. And again, 8 o'clock Eastern Time is the start time, 7:45 for the pregame from Ralph Engelstad Arena in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. Looking around the FPHL out-of-town scoreboard, one final from this afternoon. The Columbus River Dragons defeat the Athens Rock Lobsters 5-1. And that snaps Athens' 8-game win streak. That was the longest current win streak in the league. That's good news for Monroe trying to catch Athens. Monroe started the night 8 points back of Athens, and the Monroe Moccasins are leading the PD Ice Cats 3-1 in the third period in PD tonight. Big contest in the Empire Division is going on at Port Huron's McMorran Place Arena between the Port Huron Prowlers and the Topeka Scarecrows. Last night, Port Huron was a winner over Topeka, and here tonight in the third period, they are all tied up at 3-3.
Boy, Topeka needs a win. Danbury's starting to breathe down their neck, too, here in 5th place, only 11 points behind the Topeka Scarecrows.
And Danbury has won 7 of its last 10.
Yeah.
7-3-0 in their last 10, so they're coming on strong and putting some pressure on Topeka and also Blue Ridge. And what's interesting when you look at the battle between Topeka and Blue Ridge, if neither of them overcome Port Huron to finish second, it's important who finishes third and who finishes fourth, because whoever finishes fourth is going to face these guys, Binghamton, in the first round.
Nobody wants that in the first round. That is almost pretty much certainly a death sentence.
Also tonight, the Danbury Hat-Tricks leading Watertown 3-1. Watertown struggling 1-8-1 in their last 10. The Sentinels can catch Watertown in the Empire Division and try and finish a notch above the bottom if they're able to do that, and sneak ahead above Watertown in the Empire Division, and Watertown trailing at 3-1 on home ice against Danbury tonight. And the Twin City Thunderbirds with a 4-2 lead over the Biloxi Breakers. That's a final now. Twin City defeats Biloxi tonight. The hard times continue for Biloxi. They've only won 5 games in regulation time all year and 2 in overtime, and they've now lost 5 in a row. And the Blue Ridge Bobcats leading the Baton Rouge Zydeco 2-0 in the second period. So Blue Ridge, winners of 4 straight, up 2-0 in the third. And here it is 3-1 Binghamton as we get ready to begin period number 3. The third period of Indiana Sentinels hockey is brought to you by Ryan Fur Creative. I'm Jim Mirabello along with Andy Petzinger here at the Hamilton Community Ice Arena. The Sentinels will attack from left to right here in the third period. Cooper Olson, who's faced 37 shots on goal, ready to go in net down to our left. Dyson Skinner, who's seen very limited action this year, behind Dominic Tomei, is getting ready to go in goal down to our right. And we'll see if the Sentinels can get off to a good start here in this third period. Maximus Merrick Tortorella with Blake Peavy on the right wing side, Bo Zinchenko on the left. Richie Colarusso and Romeo Troyan on defense, and the Sentinels win the faceoff. Puck to Colarusso, deals it ahead to Merrick Tortorella, lifting it high in the air, but up over the glass and out of play. Stopping the clock 7 seconds into period number 3.
Mentioned that Dyson Skinner, it's been a little while since he's played in a game in the FPHL, but his last game played before this was actually back on February the 15th in the SPHL when he was with the Huntsville Havoc.
So if the Sentinels can get some pressure on him, not seeing a lot of game action of late, it could prove to their advantage. They've not had a lot of sustained pressure on him here tonight. And give Binghamton a lot of credit. They know that they've got a goaltender back there who's not played a lot. Long shot, and Tortorella ripping one from long range. Skinner had a little trouble with it. Dyson Skinner cutting to his right as Tortorella sends another long one toward the net that was wide on the stick side. And the puck in deep. Sentinels get it in front. Tortorella again firing one wide of the net. Loose puck, Zinchenko at the side of the goal. Pushed back into Skinner. Puck loose, and the Black Bears come away with possession of it. It'll be brought to center ice by Nicholas Swain. So there's some sustained pressure for Indiana. Tortorella had his stick knocked away, and a penalty is going to be called against Binghamton. And here's a chance for Indiana. They started the third with a spark, and we'll see if they can build on that as they're about to go to work on the Haas Insurance power play. 1 minute into the third.
That took a little while. It was the backside referee who caught that one, and he didn't realize that it had happened until Tortorella kind of stood there with his hands up saying, "What do you want me to do there?" He just swatted the stick out of my hand. So Garrett Sargent's going to sit down for 2 minutes for slashing, and a really good opportunity early now for the Sentinels, a minute in, to try to get something done here. And right on cue, you were talking about Skinner maybe not being fully into this hockey game yet. A long shot from the red line, really, and he almost muffed it.
The Sentinels from the face-off on the power play have it, and it is Panovanov to Colarusso. Long shot deflected in front by Lees and wide of the net. Lees with it now to Phil Tomacek in the right wing corner. Tomacek on the right wing side, unable to keep it in. Crowd really getting it into it right now. Black Bears shorthanded on the attack in the Indiana end. Forced in deep by Stubbs in behind the net. Stubbs is out here on all special teams. Sentinels turn it over in their own end, right to Bondarenko. He had no lane to the net, so to kill time, he brings it out to center. Directs it ahead, and here's Kirkby in shooting, and the stick stop is made by Cooper Olson. And the Sentinels with it, and Esposito's got some room to work, skates to center. Esposito up left wing. Esposito bears in deep, circles in behind the net. Delivers to Cole Willett at the right point. Across now to Merrick Tortorella. Back to Willett, looking, shooting, save made. Rebound loose in front, and finally covered by Skinner, and he hangs on to it. And that may have been the message from Cam Yarwood and Nick Wright with the coaching duties just in that locker room between periods 2 and 3. Just get pucks on net.
That was a good stop right there from Skinner. It hit him up high, and he was able to pick up that rebound real quick and reel it in. But you're seeing why Binghamton has the best penalty kill in all of the FPHL at 88%. They are very, very fast and very effective.
Sentinels have it. They get it to Willett, right point. Rising shot, hit his own man on the way to the net. Esposito, and then grabbed and held on to by Skinner.
Espo nearly took that one right in the yap. He's got a cut on his nose already from where the visor sliced him yesterday. He nearly took that one right in the mouth.
And that's dangerous when you're setting up shop in front of the net. And that's what you need to do on the power play. And the Black Bears from the faceoff have it, and they shoot it all the way down deep into the Indiana end. Tortorella pinned in behind the goal. 37 seconds to go on the Haas Insurance power play. Puck dug free by Cunningham, and a penalty coming up now. One of the Black Bears hauled down in behind the Indiana net. And that's going to do it for the man advantage chance. Will be at even strength for 34 seconds, and then Binghamton will go to work on the power play. Maximus Merrick Tortorella.
Really pleading his case here. He is not thrilled at all. He's got to be careful he doesn't get anything extra.
He was called for hauling down Sirota in behind the Indiana net. So he'll sit down and will be at even strength for 34 seconds, and then the Black Bears will put their power play unit to work once again. 26.1% conversion rate on their power play. And the penalty killing, they've only allowed 27 power play goals to the opposition all year, and 235 times shorthanded, with that incredible 88% success rate on the penalty kill. Sentinels with a puck, even strength right now. Panovanov takes his own pass off the boards, leaves it for Lease ahead to Peavy, right wing. Pass a bit far for him, and the Black Bears come away with it. And it'll be Stone. He's pressured in his own end. Stone pressured by Peavy. Black Bears come away with it, and they'll be on the power play in 6 seconds. 17:04 to go in the third period. 3-1 Binghamton in the lead. And it is Anderson from in behind his own net. Outlets on the right wing side to Swain. Cuts his way into Indiana territory. High slot with a shot blocked. Loose puck cleared by Zinchenko. All the way through center and back into the Binghamton end. Austin DeRazio back for it. Leaving it for Bondarenko. He'll work it right wing side to Stubbs. And Stubbs directs it down deep into the left wing side of the Indiana end. Bondarenko unable to handle it. It comes out to center ice. 57 seconds left on the power play. DeRazio up left wing. Tomacek slows him down. Colarusso then able to put the body into him, and the puck free along the right wing side of the Indiana end. Powerade penalty kill for Indiana. Bondarenko off to Stubbs, rolled it weakly toward the net. Tomacek cuts it off and clears it. And he'll head to the bench now as some fresh penalty killers come on. Half a minute to go, and the man advantage for Binghamton, leading it 3-1. Black Bears to the Indiana line. Stubbs with it on the right wing side. Slowed down by Lease, and then the puck taken and drilled by Willette all the way down deep into Binghamton territory. 16 seconds to go on the man advantage. And the Black Bears with it. DeRazio through center. Stripped of the puck by Lease. He's got a shorthanded breakaway. Here he comes. Backhander. He is stopped by Skinner. Jonas Lees with a great chance there. Now Panovanov with it. Fakes the shot and tried to pass to Aletti. Wasn't expecting it. And the puck rolls free and deep in Binghamton territory. What a chance there for Lees. Now the Sentinels with it again. Panovanov on the right wing side. He's kind of tired out here right now, but he's able to chuck that puck toward the net. And Skinner will take no chances. He'll cover it up. But what a great couple of chances for Indiana, starting with a shorthanded breakaway for Jonas Lees.
It's a great read in the neutral zone by Jonas Lees. He's able to read the move at center ice. It was a bit of a shimmy shake here at the neutral zone, and he's able to step right up and get a stick right in the feet of DiOrazio, knock it away. He had all day from the blue line in, goes forehand, backhand, unable to get the elevation on the goaltender, try to tuck it under the crossbar. I thought he might pull a page out of Tomacek's book and try to go 5-hole. He elected to go to a deke. Good stop there from Skinner.
Huge stop by Skinner to keep his team up by 2 after they were on the power play. Sentinels have worked hard here in this third. Long shot by York, turned aside by Olsen. Sentinels play it to Peavy up left wing, over skates, and the Black Bears take possession. York up left wing, Indiana territory, collides with Terrain, who was able to knock him off stride. Puck in behind the Indiana net. And there is York hammering away, trying to come up with that loose puck. Terrain in there also for Indiana. They jam at it along the boards. Puck continues to turn. 14:37 to go as players wind up on top of it. Referee says play on. They do, and the Black Bears have the puck. Shankar on the right wing side. Shankar cuts for the front of the net. A backhander in the stop made by Olsen. Scramble in front for the loose puck. Dug out of danger by Zinchenko, but he can't clear. Black Bears keep the pressure on. Now they cough it up, and it'll be shot to center ice by Ross of Indiana and back into Binghamton territory. Black Bears quickly working to center ice. Taken on the right wing side by Shankar. He lost the handle on it. Maximus Tortorella brings it to center and lobs it in deep into the right wing corner, but this is going to go. That's an icing call against Indiana with 13:58 to go in the third period. And the Black Bears clinging to their 2-goal lead. Our score, Binghamton 3, Indiana 1. Third period, 13:58 left in it on the Indiana Sentinels Hockey Network. And we welcome you back to the Hamilton Community Ice Arena, where 13:58 remains in the third period of the final Sentinels home game this year. And they've generated some chances to try and cut this deficit to 1 here in the third. Killing off a Binghamton power play and getting a couple of opportunities shorthanded. We'll see what they can do at even strength. As Tortorella fights for a loose puck near side of his own end. Rolls free, comes to the stick of Cunningham. And he'll force it to center. Corey Cunningham back into Binghamton territory. 40-20, Binghamton in the shot edge. And Stone at center, backhands it down deep into Indiana territory. Comes into the right wing corner. Hohen after it there. Sentinels tie him up. Colarusso over there. Peavy as well. Puck dug free by Emery. And it'll be taken in by Hohen. And behind the net, he centers a shot by Stone wide of the Indiana goal off the boards. Sentinels Esposito finding the handle on it, having a hard time clearing. Now we'll just roll it out to center ice. Black Bears at center take it, wanting a line change. Hohen shoots it back down deep into Indiana territory. 13 minutes now remaining on this third period clock. Sentinels down 2. Long pass at center intended for Lees, went off his stick. Taken by DeRazio down the right wing side of the Indiana end, and out to poke check the puck away. Esposito to center ice. Stubbs with it there. Stubbs at center. On the move up right wing. Coming in against Terrain. And Stubbs in the right wing corner, knocked off stride by Terrain. Down he goes. Black Bears still after the puck. Poke checked away by Phil Tomachek of Indiana. He's got the lone Sentinels goal tonight. Left wing corner of the Black Bears with a puck. And a centering attempt by Kirkby. Broken up, comes free, far side Sentinels end. Esposito there, tied up right in front of his own bench area. Puck rolls to center. Tomachek trying to get to it, but Kirkby arrives just before him, and they battle one another right in front of the Indiana bench. Kirkby pinning that puck along the boards in front of the bench, and he'll try and eat as much clock as he can, and now the officials blow the whistle with 12:02 remaining.
We're also starting to get some punches thrown there between Ethan Esposito and I believe that was CJ Stubbs, or maybe it was Ramakers. So either 23 or 28, the numbers were kind of crumpled there on the back. But once the referee starts to see that they're getting a little too rough, they'll blow that whistle down. Typically, they'll let them play it out and let them try to kick that free, but at that point, they got to blow it dead.
And the face-off will take place outside the Indiana blue line, right in front of the Sentinels bench. Blake Peavy in on the face-off. Puck grabbed off the draw and shot by Swain from long range. And that's off target, and the puck rolls into the left wing corner, Indiana end. Sentinels can't clear. DeRazio keeps it alive. His shot and the stop is made by Olsen, and he'll hold on to that. With 11:49 now to go in this third period. Boy, what a great chance Jonas Lease had a little bit ago. Sentinels hanging in this game.
Well, you and I were talking over the intermission as well. This is now the third straight game for the Indiana Sentinels, and 2 weeks in a row with 3 straight games. So, I mean, it's a lot of hockey that these guys are playing in a 2-week span. So the fact that they've got the energy left in the reserves that they do right now is pretty impressive.
And especially when you consider that the teams that they're playing, Binghamton last night and again here tonight, Sentinels knock a puck loose in center. Bauer hustling after it, got tangled up with DeRazio, who had lost his stick. Bauer able to force it in deep. And the Black Bears now will regroup and settle things down and start to break out to center with a puck carried on the fly through center by Sargis, Indiana, and upended as he cuts toward the net, knocked down, and play continues. Left wing corner, the Sentinels battle and try and dig that puck free. Boy, Sargis mounted a big rush there and was upended on the way to the goal. And now they put it in front. Swain does, and it's shot wide of the net from the right wing side. Swain with it again off the board. Swain in the slot. Over to the right wing for a chance on net by Weber, and the stop is made by Cooper Olsen of Indiana with 10:57 to go here in the third period. And again, the Sentinels just difficulty clearing that puck. And to what we were talking about, you're playing a Port Huron team that's second in the division, a powerhouse in their own right and a big rival. So it's not like you're playing a Biloxi or another team that's struggling for wins. You're playing some pretty tough competition.
Yeah, it's been 3 straight games of high energy and high quality hockey.
And off the face-off, another stop by Olsen as the Black Bears got it quickly on net. Esposito up left wing, double team, spun around, knocked down. And a penalty going to be called against Binghamton as Esposito got hauled down. Here's a chance now on the power play to try and get it to within 1. With 10:43 remaining.
That's good hard work there from Ethan Esposito, moving his feet the entire time, forcing the Binghamton player to take him down. That's going to be Shankar going to the penalty box. That's just good hard work there from Ethan Esposito, who's had some trouble lately putting points up on the board. Doing things like that, that's going to keep the coaching staff really happy, even though you're not producing right now as far as stats are concerned.
Ethan Esposito, one of the guys who's been around quite a while. 41 games now for him, 44 for Jonas Lees. Romeo Terrain has played in 46. Face-off in the left wing circle of the Binghamton end. Zinchenko on the draw. Black Bears control. They can't clear. Panovanov keeps it in to Colarusso at the right point. He delivers to Tomacek in the right wing corner. Tomacek off now to Peavy, putting it toward the front. Zinchenko trying to jam it home, and Skinner sprawling and keeps that puck out of the net, and it's cleared by the Black Bears all the way down deep into Indiana territory. Indiana on the Haas Insurance power play. Here's Phil Tomacek to center ice. Good move through center. Brings it to the blue line on right wing. Tomacek wheels it in behind the net. First one there, Stone trying to clear. Panovanov keeps it alive to Zinchenko on left wing. Back to Panovanov. Quick pass, Colarusso, right point. Delivers back to Panovanov. Passing now, left wing to Zinchenko, and then Panovanov with it breaks his stick on a shot. And he's back without a stick as Binghamton attacks shorthanded, and a stop is made by Olsen, bearing down Anderson on the left wing side with a shorthanded chance, and Olsen able to make the stop of the puck off his body and up over the glass and out of play.
Boy, I've got no clue how this puck doesn't go in the net. It's a pass across from Blake Peavy, and it goes off of one of the Black Bear defenders through the legs of the goaltender, lays on the goal line. He has to do a little Superman swim to try to clear it off the goal line.
So it remains a 1-goal game. 3-1 Black Bears on the Indiana Sentinels Hockey Network. It remains a 2-goal game. I should have said before the break it was nearly a 1-goal game on the great opportunity for Bo Zinchenko a moment ago.
Pass across the crease for Blake Peavy, and it deflected off of one of the Binghamton players' skates, goes in between the legs of the goaltender, and he had to dive behind him and try and sweep that off the goal line. And Zinchenko at the top of the crease there where he typically should be, unfortunately wasn't behind the goaltender to sweep that one in.
Puck controlled by the Sentinels. They're still on the power play. 55 seconds left in it. Maximus Merrick Tortorella from in behind his own net. Outlets at center ice to Esposito. Starting up right wing. Banks it off the right wing boards. Jonas Lee's in there to get it. Lost the handle on it though. Right to Kirkby, and he'll swing it back into Indiana territory to take more time off that penalty clock. Maximus Merrick Tortorella with a puck. Good move to bring it out to center. Tortorella on the fly to the Binghamton blue line on left wing. 2 men back, and they knock the puck away from him. Rolls through center. Hustling after it. Kirkby right wing side gets to it. Backhands one, and the stop is made by Olsen. Down to 20 seconds on the power play. Still a little time if the Sentinels can get the handle on it and start a quick rush here. Out of his own zone comes Cunningham. Over center red. Cunningham up left wing. Cunningham double teamed on the left wing side. Puck rolling through to the net, and it'll be stopped and held on to by Skinner as they've got some rough stuff again developing in the right wing circle. Cunningham in the middle of that for Indiana. Binghamton's Austin DeRazio slow to get up. And then DeRazio pushing and shoving in deep. And we will have some penalty time dished out here with 8:49 to go in the third period. Cunningham's going to go off for Indiana. And 6 seconds to go on the power play as it stands right now, and we'll find out what will happen with Adam Fish, Jesse Burns, the referees, Dominic Aravanti, Scott Gillespie, the linesman.
Cunningham going to go off. He took a pretty decent sized swing right at the back of the legs of Austin DiOrazio, and that's what started this whole fracas. DiOrazio and Cunningham coming together in behind the net, and 1-2 hacks there from Cunningham is what's going to send him to the box, and it'll still stay 5-on-4, so because Cunningham is going to the box, so is one of the Black Bear players who started to get into that kerfuffle. It'll still be a 6-second power play for Indiana.
And this is where the face-off will be important. If you win the draw on the offensive end, you could get a chance or two before the penalized player for the Black Bears, who went off at 9:17, Jacob Shankar, can get back into the play from center ice. Zinchenko ready on the face-off in the left wing circle against Tyson Kirkby. They battle for control off the draw, and Peavy's up with it in the left wing corner. Peavy forced to the boards. Sentinels dig it free. Here's a chance in front of the net, and with it turning on the right wing side is Zinchenko of Indiana. Couldn't get it through to the goal, just deals it in deep now and behind the net. Penalty over, and rough stuff developing between Tomacek of Indiana and Weaver. They separate now. Back to even strength as the Black Bears bring it to center. Bondarenko shoots it down deep into the Indiana end. Puck rolling loose, and Peavy's up with it for the Sentinels. Trying to play it to center ice. Knocked away. Recovered, though, by Tomacek. Delivers to Zinchenko up right wing. 3 men back for Binghamton. Nowhere for Bo to go. And the Black Bears come away with it. Bondarenko rips it down deep into Indiana territory. Defense the name of the game right now for Binghamton. They've got the clock on their side and a 2-goal lead. And Zinchenko with it in his own end. Passing to Maximus Merrick Tortorella on the move through center. He's got Lees cutting to the net. Played it to him, but it's knocked away from Jonas Lees. And taking command of it and backhanding it through center is Daniel Stone into Indiana territory. Colarusso with it in behind his own net. 7.5 now to go. In the third, 3-1 Binghamton in the lead. Sentinels play it long to center. Bauer giving chase. Stone gets there ahead of him, though. Stone will retreat behind his own net. Bauer applying some pressure. Stone with it. 7:18 to go in the third. Stone playing it out now to Anderson at center. He'll dump it back into Indiana territory. Right to Cole Willett. He'll throw it out to center right. Sanderson knocks it away. Swings it back over in front of the Indiana bench. Rolling into Sentinels territory as Bauer tries to play it ahead. We've got a penalty called in deep away on the far wing with 7:01 to go here in the third, and they're going to send Ethan Esposito off. So this will be a power play opportunity now for Binghamton. Esposito sits down at 12:59 of period 2.
Now the 5th power play opportunity for Binghamton. 0 for 4 so far today. Indiana's done a really nice job on the penalty kill. Getting later and later in this hockey game, though, the energy levels are going to be depleted.
12:59 of period 3. The penalty to Esposito. High sticking minor. Power play chance for Binghamton. Sturgis with it on the left wing side. Leaves it in the left wing corner for Kyle Steffen. Back to Sturgis. Powerade penalty kill for Indiana. Sturgis able to get it to Steffen. Cross ice pass. Taken by Swain. Swain in deep. Swain cuts in behind the net, centers, and it's knocked away from the stick of Sturgis, but kept in by Stone. Off now to Sturgis left wing. Sturgis stepping back toward the blue line. Holds that puck, delivers to Stone. Back to Sturgis. Right side Indiana territory. Power play Binghamton. Sturgis to Stone near the left point. Feeds it into the near corner to Kyle Steffen. Terrain slowing him down. Steffen continuing to battle. Steffen with it in behind the Indiana goal. Sliding it to the near side to Sirota. He's hit, and another penalty coming up. Terrain had his helmet knocked off in deep. Clock stops now with 5:59 to go. And that is going to even things up here as far as the penalties are concerned for 59 seconds. Cunningham's done serving his minor penalty time. So is Ramakers. And they're out of the boxes. Even strength for 59 seconds, and then Indiana will get a chance on the Haas Insurance power play. So some penalties overlapping here in period number 3. And it'll be a 4-on-4 right now. High sticking is the call against Sargis. Puck in the far side of the Binghamton end after the draw right in front of the Black Bears bench. And it'll be handled by Bondarenko. And a big battle in front of the bench. All players on the ice are in that little pileup in by the Binghamton bench, and the officials get in there quickly and separate the combatants to keep this from escalating.
There's an original penalty on Ramakers. We'll see if it gets evened out or not, or if Ramakers gets 2 penalties on this one play. Richie Colarusso also going to head to the box.
He'll join Esposito in the Sentinels penalty box with 5:50 to go in the third. 1:51 remains on the current minor to Sirota. 50 seconds to go on the current call against Esposito. And we'll get the announcements here in a moment. Now being escorted off to the Binghamton dressing room is Scott Ramakers. He'll be done for the night. All of this at the 14:10 mark of the third period. And Indiana, for the moment, set to go on the power play. We will see what is handed out here. Indiana would be on a power play in 50 seconds. And we'll see if that still stands.
But you had mentioned that this Binghamton team is the second least penalized team in the league, and now this is going to be their 5th penalty if it ends up staying that way, taken against the Sentinels today. You know, it just goes back again to the hard work from the Sentinels in this hockey game. The reason that they're the second least penalized team is because they got the puck almost 90% of the time. So it goes to the hard work of the Sentinels in this hockey game that they've drawn 5 penalties.
And they've got the Black Bears frustrated tonight. Binghamton might have thought they were in for a walk in the park tonight, but that's not been the case. And the Sentinels, when they go on the power play, if they can get this to within 1, they could be in for a heck of a finish here. 3-1, Binghamton leading. Willett in behind his own net. Power play for Indiana in 21 seconds. Here comes Tomacek, dropping it off to Cunningham, but the play is offside at the Binghamton blue line. Indiana power play starting in 19 seconds. 5:19 remains here in this third period.
Tomacek trying to crisscross there at the blue line with Cunningham, and Tomacek just losing control of that puck at the last second. As Cunningham trying to go to the box, gets a face full of glove from one of the Black Bears. The old stinky mitt trick.
The penalties that were handed out at 14-10 were coincidental minors, unsportsmanlike conduct, and game misconduct as well to Noah Hippolyte-Smith of Indiana and Scott Ramakers of Binghamton. So Hippolyte-Smith done for the night, so's Ramakers, and Indiana will still be on the power play, which starts now. Terrain knocks it out to center and back into Binghamton territory. Black Bears clear it through center. Back deep into the Indiana end of the rink. 50 seconds to go on the Haas Insurance power play. 4:47 remains in the third. Indiana needs a pair. Here comes Merrick Tortorella on the fly. Leaving it for Peavy. Off to an open man. Lee shot, save, rebound. Stopped again by Skinner, and he hangs on to it on the opportunity for Jonas Lease. And the clock stops now. 4:38 remaining in the third. 40 seconds to go on the power play opportunity. And we will break and be back with a conclusion to this one. Sentinels down by 2. Binghamton 3, Indiana 1. 4:38 to go in the third at the Hamilton Community Ice Arena on the Sentinels Hockey Network. Four minutes, 38 seconds remains in the final home game of the inaugural season for the Indiana Sentinels. And they have given the fans who filled the building tonight a lot to get excited about. They have fought the toughest team in the league, the Binghamton Black Bears, with everything they've had. They've gotten tremendous goaltending from the rookie Cooper Olsen. And they're down by 2, but have 40 seconds of power play time to work with 4:38 to play in regulation. Panovanov will be out here with Willett on the points. Tomacek, Zinchenko, and Peavy up front on the power play. Draw left wing circle, and the Black Bears come away with it. York clears it along the near side, but Willett keeps it in. Over to Zinchenko on the right wing side. Zinchenko stick handling. Delivering to Willett, right point. Back to Zinchenko. He had it poke checked away. He's knocked down. And that'll enable Binghamton Shankar to clear it all the way down deep into Indiana territory. 18 seconds to go on the power play. Panovanov at his own end. Outlets to Willett at center ice. Willett over to Tomacek at center. Tomacek has the Indiana goal tonight. Delivering it ahead. It'll be taken by Willett. Off now to Zinchenko at the blue line on right wing. Poked it into the slot, but cleared away. And out to center by Sargis. And the Sentinels now back to even strength. Tomacek rips it down deep into the Binghamton end and caroms off the boards in front of the net where it's gloved and held onto by Skinner to stop play with 3:51 now remaining in this third period.
Not much time left on the clock, but for the Sentinels defensemen, need to have short shifts here. Don't get caught out too long. There's only 4 defensemen left on the bench after Colarusso has been kicked out of the hockey game.
And from the face-off, the Black Bears control. They play it out to center. Ross with it, handing it to Romeo Terrain in his own end. Feeds Jonas Lease at center. Leads to the Binghamton line, and the timing is off, and it results in an offside call against Indiana.
at least unable to get enough mustard on that pass across. He was trying to give it to Cunningham, but it was almost like he second-guessed himself as he was trying to get to that blue line, and it forced Tortorella about 1.5 foot off sides.
Both teams still have their timeout at their disposal, and we'll see when we get down around that 3-minute mark, time remaining, down by 2, when the Sentinels would pull Cooper Olson to get the extra attacker out. And the Black Bears from out of their own end, Anderson to center. Slowed down by Merrick Tortorella, who rubs him into the boards, delayed offside against Binghamton. And Terrain's got the puck in behind his own net. Terrain delivers it center ice to Cunningham, who steers it down deep into the right wing corner. Lease giving chase. Cunningham also. Off to the bench goes Olson. Extra attacker on. Empty net down to our left. Willette trying to keep the play alive in Binghamton territory. Cunningham as well. Puck rolls free. Tomchek left wing. Shoot save made. Rebound. It's sitting loose in front of the net and diving out to swat it away is Skinner. Kept in by Ponovanov right wing to Cunningham in the right wing corner. Cunningham tied up. Puck rolls loose. Tomachek's got it for Indiana. Phil Tomachek to Ponovanov at the left point. Having a hard time settling that puck down, but does deliver it in deep. Esposito with it now for Indiana to Zinchenko in behind the net. Zinchenko trying to center. Broken up by the Black Bears. Swain, he clears the center. Ponovanov back to get it. 2:27 to go. Ponovanov to Zinchenko up right wing, and he'll fire it in deep in behind that Binghamton goal. Left wing corner, Tomachek giving chase. It comes now to Cunningham. And Corey Cunningham trying to play it in deep. Broken up. He gets it back. He fires one just wide of the net. Low on the stick side. Off Skinner. Right wing corner. Sentinels battling. They free it up to Cunningham in deep. Steps in behind the net with a puck. Cunningham looking to center. Broken up on the way to the front of the net and then cleared over the boards into the bench area and out of play with 2:01 remaining in this third period. And I believe the Sentinels are going to call their timeout here right now with 2:01 to go. And set their plans here to try and get it to within 1 with 2:01 to go. The goaltender off and the empty net down to our left.
Couple near misses there for the Sentinels. Just a relatively easy shot on net, to be quite honest with you, and it was fumbled right at the top of the crease there by Skinner, and unfortunately for the Sentinels, couldn't get anybody freed up to go and poke that one home, and Skinner able to swipe it away. But the Sentinels now with this timeout drawing up a play. Got to be 100% sure with the puck when you've got an empty net. Cannot fumble it at the blue line. There's a couple times there. Ponovanov had a rolling puck and really had to be careful with it, try to settle that thing down and get it down low. You want to try to avoid putting it back to your blue line unless you absolutely have to, just to avoid anything happening at the blue line, any interceptions or any misplays, and having it go back down into your own net.
So the Sentinels step away from the bench after their timeout, gathered around Cam Yarwood and Nick Wright. Cam Yarwood serving as head coach here tonight. 1-game suspension for Everett Thompson, so Yarwood in charge behind the bench with Nick Wright. And the faceoff will take place in the left wing circle of the Binghamton end. Blake Peavy against Tyson Kirkby. Off the draw, they battle for control, and the Black Bears come away with it. It'll be brought to center and shot toward the empty net and off target for an icing. Long shot by Stubbs, aiming for that empty net. You don't mind the icing so much when you've got a 2-goal lead. And the puck will be brought back into the Binghamton end for the face-off with 1:53 to go.
We've seen the Sentinels make that mistake a couple times, and once it actually ended up biting them in the first period. Hopefully for Stubbs, I mean, he was just a stride away from the red line. Let's see if the Sentinels can convert here.
Peavy against Kirkby on the draw once again. Bouncing puck toward the left point area. Ponovanov steps over to keep it in. Shoots it in deep and behind the net. Tomachek after it. Also Peavy. But the Black Bears get to it. They clear it to center. Puck bouncing on edge. Racing after it. Getting to it is Stubbs. And he scores into the empty net with 1:38 to go. So that will put this one in the books for the Black Bears. It'll be their 40th win of the season in their 50th game. 40th regulation time win to go along with 3 shootout wins to their credit this year. And the Sentinels gave them everything they could handle tonight. Indiana shut out by this team last night and the last really 3 times they've met. Last night and the 2 times in Binghamton. But tonight, a hard-fought contest. Olsen's back in goal. And the Black Bears have possession. Bouncing puck at center. Esposito with it. Esposito on the left wing side. Drops it off in deep and behind the net. Maximus Merrick Tortorella giving chase. He's tied up along the far wing. Tortorella continuing to battle. 1:17 to go here in the third. The puck rolls free and the Black Bears get possession of it. Brought to center by Sirota over the Indiana line. Leaving it for Sargis. He'll hand it to York. Trailing the play at the left point. His shot. And the stop made. Loose puck in front. Backhanded wide of the net by Sargis. What a stop made by Olsen on Sargis from right in front. Sargis a couple of chances and Olsen just back on the ice after leaving for the extra attacker. Comes up with a big stop there.
Cooper Olsen making 1 save from the blue line, a 2nd save, and then a 3rd. Fully outstretched to his left, getting the glove on that. That was brilliant from Cooper Olsen, saving his best for last.
And Olsen's faced 50 shots on goal here tonight. He kept the Sentinels in this game in period number 1. When they were outshot 19-5, and the Black Bears had some significant power play time early. But it was only a 1-0 game after 1. The Sentinels tying it in the second. And the Black Bears adding 2 in the second to carry a 3-1 lead into the third. And then with the empty netter, they're on top 4-1. And the puck in deep left wing side of the Indiana end. Black Bears free it up, and it'll be handled by Hohen trying to center. Hohen now to York, left point, long shot high and wide of the Indiana net. 20 seconds to go. Right wing corner, Kyle Steffen trying to center, leaves it for Hohen, right wing boards. Hohen trying to center, knocked away by Willett, and with 10 seconds to go, we've got a whistle and a play stoppage here. And we've got some more penalty time. It's going to be issued. I think Emerson Emery is going to head off for Binghamton at the 1950 mark. So 10 seconds remaining. And we mentioned earlier the long duration and effort put in by the guys who played the most games in Sentinels uniforms this year. Romeo Terrain, 46. Jonas Least, 44. Ethan Esposito, 41 games. And give some credit to Joey Robb, the Sentinels equipment manager, and with the team. And I had a joke with Joey before the game tonight. With Everett Thompson suspended, I said, Joey, you're going to reprise your role behind the bench, because he coached the team a few times during the tumultuous times early in the season before Everett Thompson was brought on board to help turn things around for Indiana. And the home portion of the regular season comes to a conclusion as the puck is dealt into the Indiana end. And Cooper Olsen will get some well-deserved congratulations from his teammates tonight. He kept them in this game and gave them a fighting chance throughout. And they were down by 2. And got Olsen off for the extra tacker right at the end with the Black Bears with the empty net goal. And C.J. Stubbs getting his team leading 38th goal of the season for the final goal of the night in a 4-1 victory. But a game that was tight, and Binghamton, an opportunistic team, and they get 2 late second period goals that really swung the momentum of the game into their favor. One of them coming at 16:41 of the second, and then the next at 18:18 to snap that 1-1 tie and send them to the locker room up by a pair after 2. The Sentinels came out with a lot of energy in the third period and tried as best they could in front of Cooper Olsen to battle back here tonight. And the crowd that has shown up here for the final home appearance for this team is showing their appreciation for the effort that this team put forth here tonight. And they fall by a final score of 4-1 to the Binghamton Black Bears, but they will skate around and salute the fans who filled the building here tonight, tapping the glass as they skate through the ice surface here at the Hamilton Community Ice Arena. And the Sentinels winning a couple here in the last week on home ice. A big win over Topeka, a victory over the Port Huron Prowlers on Thursday night. To start this weekend series, they knew they were going to have their hands full tonight and last night against the Binghamton Black Bears, two-time defending champs, and a team that won its 40th game of the season here tonight and running away with the Empire Division. So not an easy task for certain, but the Sentinels came out here, put forth a tremendous effort tonight. The game was tied at 1 in the second, and then Binghamton with those couple of late goals in period number 2 at 18-18. Austin DeRazio scoring, and DeRazio getting his 22nd goal of the year. It turns out to be the game winner, assisted by Ivan Bondarenko and also Tyson Kirkby. Even strength at 18-18 for a 2-1 lead. And then at 18-23, that was the third goal. That was the one that put them up 3-1. Prior to that, the go-ahead goal at 16:41 was scored by Zach Sirota. And Sirota at 16:41, followed by DeRazio at 18-18. And that's what put the Black Bears into the lead that they never relinquished, despite the best efforts from the Sentinels in period number 3. And this team leaving the ice now after gathering at center for a post-game prayer that's been a tradition here for Indiana. And this team knows that they've got something special here in their inaugural season in the FBHL. And the community certainly coming out in its support of the team tonight. Very loud in this building.
Absolutely.
Very loud, and you can tell what kind of an atmosphere that this will be when down the road the Sentinels become a competitive hockey team and the type of team that is going to be one that teams don't want to come in here to play against. And that's something that is the goal as you work through the offseason and you play the remainder of the games on the road now to try and build for next year.
Well, I mean, to your point, you take a look at it. This is a team that went now 5-19-2 here on home ice, and still night after night after night we get sellout crowds here, completely packed, and it's incredibly loud throughout the entirety of the hockey game. So I think at the very end of the day, for your first ever season, a very successful season, getting the fan base together, getting people to buy in, and you got a really good core of guys, right? You got a really good core of people, a good coaching staff put together to try to get everything back on the right track. And for season number 2, it should be extremely exciting for these fans to look forward to.
So the Sentinels, 10 wins, 33 losses, 4 overtime losses, no overtime wins, 2 shootout wins, 38 points. They remain number 7 in the Empire, 13th in the 14-team league overall. Binghamton gets its 40th regulation time win and its 50th game this year against 5 regulation time losses, 2 overtime losses, no overtime wins, 3 shootout wins, 128 points now for the Black Bears on the season, remaining tops in the Empire Division and first in the league overall. And this concludes the season series between these two teams, and the Black Bears knew that they had a battle on their hands tonight. And the Sentinels, with the outstanding goaltending of Cooper Olsen, stayed in the game, mounted as much of a challenge as they could in the third period, and down by 2, getting the goaltender off with just over 3 minutes to go, but unable to get one by Dyson Skinner, who picks up his 4th win of the season tonight. And Cooper Olsen tagged with a loss statistically, but he stopped 47 of 50 shots on goal and earned all the congratulations that he received from his teammates at the end for just an outstanding effort. And Olsen has shown that he's a very capable goaltender. He had great numbers in college, and he comes out here tonight facing this highly potent offense from Binghamton that knew that they were playing in front of a goaltender that hasn't seen much action tonight. Their show horse, who's been incredible all season, Dominic Tomei, who shut out the Sentinels last night and picked up his league-leading 6th shutout of the season. He was out of the lineup tonight, so they knew they were going to have Skinner in net, and they played well in front of Skinner. They didn't build the kind of lead that they were expecting, thanks to the goaltending of Olsen of Indiana. But they leave this building here tonight having won their 6th straight game and know that they had to earn it in front of a very raucous crowd here at the Hamilton Community Ice Arena in Columbus, Indiana. Third period of Indiana Sentinels hockey is brought to you by Ryan Fur Creative. Around the FPHL finals from this afternoon, Columbus River Dragons defeat the Athens Rock Lobsters 5-1. Athens' 8-game winning streak, longest current in the league, comes to a close as the River Dragons go into Athens and get that victory, much to the delight of the Monroe Moccasins, who are trying to catch Athens for the top spot in the Empire Division. Monroe leading PD 5-2 in the third period, so a chance for them to gain some ground. Big battle in the Empire Division. It goes to overtime tonight. The Port Huron Prowlers defeat the Topeka Scarecrows. Final score 4-3, so Topeka does get a point out of that. Port Huron winning last night and winning in their own building, McMorran Place Arena, 4-3 the final score. Also tonight, the Blue Ridge Bobcats victorious 3-1 on their home ice against the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Blue Ridge has now won 3 in a row, and they will inch even further ahead of Topeka in the battle for the number 3 spot and to try and gain some ground on Port Huron in the Empire Division. So a big win for the Blue Ridge Bobcats on their home ice tonight. They're actually leading. It's not over yet, but they're up 3-0. And final tonight, the Twin City Thunderbirds defeat the Biloxi Breakers 4-2. Twin City getting the victory tonight as they try and stay in that playoff chase in the Continental Division as well. Here the final score, the Binghamton Black Bears 4, the Indiana Sentinels 1. Sentinels are out in the lobby, are preparing to do so for the jersey auction here tonight. A fan went home with, or will go home with Jonas Lee's game worn jersey that was won through a raffle. And then after the game tonight, the game worn home jersey auctions will be raffled off to the fans here in this building. Not raffled off, but available in silent auction that is going to take place in the lobby of the Hamilton Community Ice Arena. Early bird ticket sales are available right now through May 1st. You can score season tickets for all 28 games next year, including exclusive season ticket holder perks. All of that for $300. A savings of $120 off the full price. 28-game full season ticket plan for $300. And if you'd like to purchase a half-season plan, that is available as well for $150. That is a savings of $60 off the half-season regular price if you take advantage of the early bird sale now through May 1st. Neutral site games next weekend at the Ralph Engelstad Arena in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Both nights, Sentinels considered the home team. Andy will be on hand to bring it your way from Ralph Engelstad Arena, and that's going to be something fun for the Sentinels to take part in next weekend, along with the Topeka Scarecrows debuting FPHL hockey for the fans in Thief River Falls, the league's newest franchise.
Should be a lot of fun there. It's going to be a good time, and the new franchise there named the Minnesota Northern Lights, so an opportunity for those fans just to catch a little bit of the action of what the FPHL is like.
And that'll be next weekend, 7:45 for the pregame, 8 o'clock for the face-off Eastern Time from Minnesota. Then a 5-game road trip to conclude the year, Friday the 3rd of April, Saturday the 4th in Athens at Aikens Ford Arena, 7:05 Eastern Time for the face-off, and 6:50 air time for the pregame. And then the final 3 games of the year will take place in Topeka, April 9th, 10th, and 11th. And those are 7:05 Central Time starts, 8:05 Eastern for Topeka on the 9th, 10th, and 11th of April to conclude the regular season for the Indiana Sentinels. who bring down the curtain on the home portion of the season here tonight. And they'll do it all again next October. Everybody looking forward to that as the Sentinels introducing pro hockey here in Columbus, Indiana this year. And the season concludes with a hard-fought 4-1 setback to the Binghamton Black Bears, the two-time defending champions and the first-place team in the Eastern Division overall and in the league standings overall. And we've seen why with the effort that they put forth over these last 2 nights. Have fun on the road. It's been great working with you this year.
Yeah, it's been a great time and a pleasure being with you.
Absolutely. Andy will have the action for you next weekend from Topeka, or rather from Thief River Falls against Topeka, and then on the road to Athens and Topeka to conclude the year. The final score here tonight, the Binghamton Black Bears 4, the Indiana Sentinels 1, and our thanks to the great production team that has brought you Indiana Sentinels hockey all season long. The Ryan Furr production crew of Ryan Furr, Jordan Vickers, Thomas Boyles, Ethan Evans, Christian Totten and company. Just great working with those guys all season long. An outstanding effort on their part to bring you Sentinels hockey from the Hamilton Community Ice Arena. So for the final time this year, I'm Jim Mirabello with Andy Petzinger saying good night from Columbus, Indiana. 4-1, the Black Bears win it on the Indiana Sentinels Hockey Network.